Panthers baseball. I'm Srivastava. Joining us tonight on the broadcast. Always problems somewhere. That's picking us up there. There we go. Now we got some audio. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry for the technical glitches. It happens. It's live broadcasting, it's live streaming, and everything else. I'm Neil Srivastava. Joining us tonight from inside the Intercounty, the podcast. Our co-host tonight is going to be Mr. Chris Lazar. So thank you so much for joining us tonight, Chris. Great to have you with us. The Toronto Maple Leafs in town to take on the Kitchener Panthers, and what should be a great tilt. As the managers are exchanging their lineups, we'll go through the Toronto Maple Leafs lineup to start things off here. Jose Vasquez will lead off and play shortstop. Justin Mara is batting second behind the dish. Jordan Castaudo is batting third. Jonathan Salazzo is batting fourth at third base. Garrett Takamatsu is batting fifth. Dan Mara is batting sixth at second base. Ryan DeSantos is in center field. Greg Carrington is in right field. And J.J. Jutton is in left field. On the hill for tonight for the Maple Leafs is Sam Green. And I'm just making sure we got audio levels throughout everything else here. We're also announcing the game tonight on the in-house PA system, so bear with us. You hear echoes or reverbs or everything else. But we should be okay. And hopefully the audio is coming through, whatever. But it looks like we're all right. The lineup for the Kitchener Panthers tonight: Blake Jackman will lead off in left field. Andy Leader is batting second in center field. Raul Gonzalez is batting third. Nick Parsons is batting fourth at first base. Elliot Curtis is DHing. He's batting fifth. Junior Ibarra is batting sixth in the catching. Marcelo Cash at third base. Jordan Carthy at second base. And Jet Jarvis in right field batting ninth. Of course, they're sending Christian Hoke to the hill as well for the Panthers. And Chris, welcome into the broadcast as well. Hopefully you can hear us okay, loud and clear, and everything else.
Yeah, you guys got me?
Yeah, I can hear you barely through everything else, but yeah, we're
awesome.
Good.
Yeah, excited to be here. Should be a good one. Yeah, two of the better teams in the league, two of the top half teams going up against each other. Should be an offensive night between two powerhouses at Jack Couch on a Wednesday night.
And of course, when you're at Jack Couch Park, you know the ball likes to fly out of this ballpark, and both teams definitely no strangers to the long ball whatsoever. Of course, the Maple Leafs with a big offensive explosion on Sunday afternoon against the London Majors. 21 runs across, a lot of home runs left. The friendly confines of Dominical Field. Of course, the Maple Leafs no stranger to hitting home runs here as well. And the Panthers have given up a grand total of 20 here in the last week and a half to the opposition here.
Yeah, it's feeling like it's going to be another one of those offensive games. I was talking to Kitchener designated hitter Elliot Curtis before the game, and we have a friendly wager going. We set the over-under on homers at 5.5 tonight.
5.5, okay.
Between both teams.
Between 12 teams, okay.
I took the over.
I think you're going to win some money tonight. That's for sure. All right, so I'm going to announce the starting lineup for the Kitchener Panthers here momentarily. So if you guys hear echoes or anything else, or you just think you're just hearing a broken record, don't fret. We got everything else going. And now, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, please put your hands together for your starting lineup for the Kitchener Panthers. Leading off the left fielder, number 36, Blake Jacklin. Batting second, the center fielder, number 49, Andy Leader. Batting third, the shortstop, number 18, Raul Gonzalez. Batting fourth, the first baseman, number 88, Nick Parsons. Batting fifth, the designated hitter, number 66, Elliot Curtis. Batting seventh, the catcher, number 48, Junior Ibarra. Batting seventh, the third baseman, number 53, Marcel Lacasse. Batting eighth, second baseman, number 12, Jordan Carthy. And batting ninth, the right fielder, number 23, Jet Jarvis. Your pitcher tonight for the Panthers, number 17, Christian Hoke. And we'll take a brief pause here in the action while we do the anthem. We'll come back with some baseball action after this.
As we gather here, we are reminded that Jack Couch Park is situated on the land that is the traditional home of
Christian Hulk will get loose here as the Panthers take the field to take on the Toronto Maple Leafs. I'm Neil Srivastava, joining Chris Lazar this evening with the live broadcast here from Jack Couch Park. Thank you so much for tuning in. Wherever you're going to be watching for us, if you're watching on the airwaves or you're watching on the radio as well, or listening to on the radio anyway, we do appreciate it. For the Panthers, I guess they're going to have to come out early here and just shut down this very high-powered offense of the Maple Leafs and hope things go their way. Hulk on the hill, his last appearance, did pretty well. Went through a sixth inning like he usually does.
Yeah, Kitchener has the right guy on the mound tonight to shut down this Toronto Maple Leafs offense. Christian Houck, one of the better pitchers in the IBL this season. He's got a 3.4 ERA over the course of 8 starts. He's got almost a strikeout an inning. He's given up a hit an inning. The real important thing for Christian is he's keeping the walks down this season. He's only walked 16 batters in 45 innings. He's going to give up some contact tonight. Obviously, this is a very good Toronto Maple Leafs lineup, but as long as he's able to keep the ball in the yard, which might be asking quite a little bit, he should be able to give his team a chance to win.
No question. Of course, Jose Vasquez, the IBL Player of the Week, hitting .617 on the week. He just absolutely obliterated the cover off the baseball, doing everything he could to help the Maple Leafs stay in contention here and try to stay out of get some home field advantage here. Panthers sitting in third. Of course, we look at the standings quickly. Welland Jackfish in first at 25-10. Barrie Baycats right on their heels at 23-12. Panthers at third place, 22-14 now in the season. Maple Leafs 17-16. Guelph right on their heels there, 17-20. Hamilton 16-20. London Majors 13-21, and the Brantford Red Sox now up to 7 wins on the season. Of course, Alan Ross and I had a bet that they were only going to get 5. He owes me dinner at some point, but I let him off the hook as far as that stuff goes. But yeah, we'd be surprised to see. Love to see the Red Sox get to 10 wins on the season. They've already doubled the output from last year. Well, they only won 2 games last year, but now they've won 7 so far. Then you have the shortstop, number 1, Jose Vasquez. Jose Vasquez will get us underway here. Hope the audio levels are good for everybody at home. If they're too loud or whatever, let us know. We'll try our best to tune them down or tune us in a little bit or turn somebody up here. First pitch is in there for a ball, and we're underway. Hawks' first 2 offerings missing for balls. There's 2 balls, no strikes. That one's in there high again, and it's quickly 3-0.
Yeah, Hawk getting underneath the ball a little bit, missing up with all 3 of his pitches so far.
Thank you so much, Paul Andy, for letting us know the audio was good. We appreciate it. Great to see you as well, Robert Armstrong. There's a strike called on the outside part of the plate. It's now a 3-1 count. Vinicio will be followed by Justin Mara, and then Jordan Castaldo. Vinicio thought he had ball 4, but has to go backpedaling into the box here, and it's now a full count. As Hoke seems to have settled down a little bit. Three-two pitch on its way. Fouled away, and we'll do it again at 3-2. Hawk gets a sign from Ibarra. The 3-2 pitch on its way. Swung and hit foul again, and we'll do it again at 3-2. Vinicio does his best to get on base any way he can for this Leafs offense. And once he gets on base, he's definitely a stolen base threat. Three-two pitch. Fouled away off to the left again. Venicio's making sure that some of these kids are getting freezies tonight for sure, as he's fouled off 3 here in a row.
And this is something that has plagued Christian Hawk throughout his IBL career, is the deep counts. He's got a lot of talent. He's able to get a lot of guys out, but unfortunately he doesn't go deep into a ton of games. He's been pretty good this year, going about 6 innings on average, but he's got to keep that pitch count down if he wants to go deep tonight.
No question he does. And you hit the nail on the head as far as the pitch count goes. He's definitely been up and down. Vinicio swings and misses that offering. Hoke wins the battle, and there's one away.
Yeah, good job getting back in the count there after falling behind 3-0. One of the things that makes Hoke such a difficult guy to hit is he's got a little bit of a crossfire delivery, and he's got some natural cut on the ball as well. So you saw Vinicio there get on top of a couple balls. Those pitches are just his fastball, but they're cutting late, and it usually takes guys a couple times to figure out that movement.
I'm going to lean on you a lot tonight. I'm just going to ask you about, if you were pitching to these guys, how would you approach these guys? There's a grounder hit to the second baseman. 4-3 will go to the putout, and Mara is retired for the second out of the inning. So a guy like Jordan Castaldo comes up to the plate here. How would you approach him?
Castaldo likes to get his arms extended. You'll see him stand pretty
First
close to
baseman
the
number
plate.
5, Jordan Castaldo.
You'll see him stand pretty close to the plate most of the time. And he's looking to get his arms extended. He's looking to hit something out over the plate. I usually like to bunch him in, try to get inside that barrel. He does have a little bit of a natural uppercut with his swing, so he's a guy you want to pitch a little bit higher in the zone and keep him inside. Mm-hmm. You can see he's right on top of the plate there.
First pitch to Castaldo on its way. It's inside and low for ball number 1. That one misses high for ball number 2. Castaldo followed by Jonathan Salazzo. Inside again, and it's now 3-0.
Yeah, this Leafs lineup is a tough matchup for Christian Houck. Lots of left-handed hitters. He's got to be able to get that cutter inside and make sure that it doesn't leak over the middle of the plate. If it leaks over the plate, it's going to be a long night. So far, he's doing a good job staying to the outside, but he's nibbling a little bit and falling behind some pretty good hitters.
3-0 pitch misses inside, and Castaldo will take the 2-out walk down to first. Third baseman number 17, Jonathan Salazzo. That'll bring up Jonathan Salazzo, who's one behind the league leader in home runs now. As Tyler Duncan hit home run number 14 last night in the losing cause in London.
Yeah, Salazzo's one of the hottest hitters in the league, 9 for his last 16 with 3 homers over that stretch.
Hitting some absolute moonshots of late as well as he swings on that one, and the plate umpire says he went around on it.
And Salazzo's a guy who's an outstanding fastball hitter. A lot of times he will guess fastball, and if you have a good changeup, you can get him out. But you don't want to miss with that fastball because he will make you pay.
Definitely will. That one misses low. That evens the count at 1-1. Two-way here in the top of the first innings. Hoke takes a walk around the mound here and readjusts himself. Toes the rubber a little better. Looks to runner back at first. Salazzo fouls this one out the left field line and out of play. Count is 1-2. Houck eyes Castaldo at first. Gets a sign from Rivera. Works and sets. Swung on and missed. Castaldo goes down on strikes. One runner, no runs, no hits, no errors. One man was left on base at the end of the first half inning. We're scoreless. The Panthers do up after the break. Bottom of the first inning, here we go at the Jack Couch Park. I'm Neil Srivastava, joined with Chris Lazar this evening. So bringing the contest a scoreless tie as we head to the home half of the first inning. Blake Jacklin will lead things off for the Panthers, followed by Andy Leader and Raul Gonzalez. Nick Parsons is in the lineup tonight for Liam Wilson. He's batting fourth. Elliot Curtis is the designated hitter tonight. He's batting fifth. Junior Ibarra is batting sixth and doing the catching. Marcelo Cass is batting seventh at third base. Jordan Carthy is eighth at second base, and Jet Jarvis is in right field. And, of course, they're facing Sam Green of the Maple Leafs. What can you tell us about Sam Green, Chris?
Yeah, Sam's had a bit of a tough season with throwing to a 6.6 ERA, but he is a guy who the Leafs trust to go fairly deep into games. He's been over 5 innings in most of his starts this season. He had a tough one last time out in London where he gave up 8 earned last Friday over the course of 4 innings. But with Sam Green, he's going to throw a lot of strikes. He's going to strike out about a batter an inning. For him, it's really just keeping the ball in the yard. He does give up a lot of hard contact, generally speaking. So if he's able to limit that and stay around the edges, he should be just fine. But again, on a Thursday night at Jack Couch, easier said than done.
Exactly. The wind so far to this point is actually blowing in from center field, so we'll see if it's a factor later on. Leading out for the Panthers, left fielder number 36, Blake Jacklin. As Blake Jacklin comes to the plate here to start things off for the Panthers in the home half of the first inning against Sam Green. Jacklin just trying to get loose here behind the plate. Hasn't stepped in the box yet. He's trying to get his groove on here, I guess, and get the good vibes going before he steps into the plate. First offering from Green is high for ball number 1. Green 47 and 2/3 innings pitched so far, 47 Ks on the season. 1-0 pitch misses outside. It's now 2-0. Pitch is driven deep to right center field, and that one is going to leave the yard. That's a solo blast for Blake Jacklin, and the Panthers lead this one 1-0 early here. Panthers turning the table. Of course, they've given up solo blasts in the first inning 3 out of the last 4 games here, as Jacklin strikes first this time.
Yeah, Blake Jacklin knew that one was gone right off the bat. He hit him with a little bat flip. As soon as it left, those ones feel really good as a hitter. It's his second home run of the season, and he's been hot recently. Went 4 for 5 against Welland on Sunday, including having the game-winning RBI off of closer Davey Mendez, and he picks up right where he left off with that solo shot.
Yep. Center fielder number 49, Andy Leader. That'll bring up Andy Leader up to the plate with the Panthers now leading 1-0. Leader takes a big swing at that one and falls behind the count at 0-1. Leader is 42 for 110 on the season, the .381 batting average, 6 home runs, 25 RBIs. Takes strike 2 called in the inside part of the plate, and he's behind the count at 0-2. Pitch. Fouled away right at our eye level here. Thankfully the screen's there and the pole's there. And the count remains 0-2. Green again from the stretch. 0-2 pitch misses outside. It's now 1 ball and 2 strikes. Raul Gonzalez waits on deck. His Leader tags this one to left field pretty deep as well. Left fielder and center fielder converging. It is the left fielder that makes the catch. And Leader's retired F7 on the putout for out number 1 of the inning. The shortstop, number 18, Raul Gonzalez. That'll bring up Raul Gonzalez now. Just going to make sure the other microphone is off. Or the folks at home will be definitely getting echoes and reverbs. Gonzalez seems to have tailed off a little bit on as far as the average and the stats goes, not hitting the home run as often as it was in certain points. But he's 52 for 142 on the season, a 366 average, 11 home runs, 48 RBIs, still leads the league on RBIs. It's not working with a 1-1 count here. Nick Parsons on deck, followed by Elliot Curtis is in the hole, the designated hitter. But they didn't go that far. Green's offering is inside, almost hits Rodriguez as he bails out of the way. It's now 2 balls and a strike. Pitch on the outside part of the plate is called a strike. The count's now 2-2 to Gonzalez. Green likes to throw from the stretch, and do so again at 2-2. 2-2 pitch on its way. Misses just outside. It's now a full count here to Gonzalez. Gonzalez tags this one in the air down the left field line. Left fielder giving it chase. He'll catch it on the warning track, and there's 2 away. Another F7 here for the Panthers in the inning. First baseman number 88, Nick Parsons.
You can see it early. The ball's carrying. He didn't even get a whole lot of that one, and he got it to the warning track.
Yep,
Leader
exactly.
got way under it, and he still hit it pretty deep to left center. So it's going to be real important for both pitchers to keep the ball out of the air, on the ground rather.
Nick Parsons will be the batter now. Of course, the defensive grab of the end of the ball game on Sunday's affair against the Welland Jackfish. He's diving to his left, flipped it to Gonzalez for the force out to end the ball game. Atoning for an error in the 9th inning. Green's first offering is driven in the air. Center fielder charging at it. He'll make the catch, and the inning's over. Panthers do get a run on the solo blast by Blake Jacklin and lead this one 1-0. Back with the top of the second inning after the break in a few moments. Welcome back to Jack Couch Park. The Kitchener Panthers leading the Toronto Maple Leafs as we head to the top of the second inning. 1-0 on the solo blast by Blake Jacklin. Christian Hauck got out of the, giving up a 2-out walk in the first inning, but that's all they got is he was able to strike out Jonathan Salazzo to end the top of the first inning. Garrett Takamatsu will lead things off when we get back underway here momentarily. The designated hitter number 11, Garrett Takamatsu. course, Takamatsu, the 2018 IBL Rookie of the Year. Back in the league as of this season after missing most of last year. Of course, he was here earlier in the season, but didn't. The league rules, unfortunately, didn't allow him to return after he was released by the Frontier League team. Takes ball number 1 high here. Of course, a confusion earlier this week about a rule change as well that the league has made, but didn't really make it too transparent to anybody that follows the league, unfortunately. As the count is now 1-1. Houck's offering misses high. It's now 2 balls and a strike. Ball misses high. It's 3-1.
Yeah, that's Houck's third 3-ball count already of the ball game through only 5 hitters. He's going to have to be more aggressive early in the count.
He's going to definitely have that pitch count up high again here. Hopefully it's not as high as it usually gets. Love to see him get past 6 innings here. As Takamatsu swings and misses on that offering, and it's now a 3-2 count here. But as you mentioned off the top, he's been averaging about 6 innings, but again, the pitch count has been what the reason he's not been able to go deeper into ball games. That one misses inside, and the leadoff man is bored here in Takamatsu. Leadoff walk. Second baseman number 6, Dan Mara. Mara will bat here in this inning. Leadoff man's aboard at first. And that's strike number 1 called on the outside part of the plate to Dan Mara. Mara, 33 for 97 on the season, a 340 batting average, 1 home run, 14 RBIs. He takes the ball there to even the count at 1-1. Houck's offering in there for a strike is now 1-2. One-two pitch is chopped up the middle. Houck makes the catch. He throws to second or the shortstop because Gonzalez couldn't see it because of the sun. And everybody's safe. Likely will be recorded as an error. Fielder's choice. All right, there we go. We're going to say he slipped. All right, that works for me. Runners at first and second now with nobody away.
Yeah,
Here
it's
to
a tough
start
play. And
second
I'll tell you from pitching here at Jack Couch, early on in the games, the sun is right over the backstop. So everything coming back, even from the catcher, a lot of times when I would play here, I would tell the catcher, keep the ball low, because if it gets up there, I can't see it come back at me. And that's probably exactly what happened to Gonzalez. You can see him right now shielding his eyes from that sun.
Exactly. First offering. To Ryan DeSantos is up high for a ball.
I think he called that a strike.
I thought it was a ball, but okay. My mistake. Strike 1.
Sorry, you're doing about 7 different jobs right here. I don't blame you for missing a couple.
They happen. That one's in there and misses low for a ball to even the count at 1-1. Takamatsu at second base. Dan Mara at first on the fielder's choice. Takamatsu calls time here. He has to tie his shoe, and I think he's just trying to get adjusted back there between the sunlight as well. It is definitely glaring behind the backstop here. Houck's 1-1 pitch in a moment here. Misses inside. It's 2 balls and a strike.
Right now, Houck's really either getting around the baseball or underneath the baseball. He's not driving through where he wants to throw it, and that's the reason that he's falling behind a lot of these guys and missing either glove side or missing up in the zone.
Ibarra with the sign. Hauk from the stretch. 2-1 pitch. Is in there for a called strike. He gives the count at 2-2. Santos 24 for 76 on the season, a .315 average. That one misses inside just barely. And it's another full count for Hauk. At this pace, he's not going to be here past the 5th inning.
Yeah, it looks like he's just trying to place the ball rather than just throwing it through a spot.
Another 3-2 count on its way. Check swing. Did he go around? Umpire said he did not, and the bases are loaded. And the Boo Birds are in full effect here at Jack Couch Park. Move away from the sun as one fan chipes. I'm not going to repeat what the other one just said because that's just mean.
Yeah, when you're struggling like as a pitcher like this, it feels like everything's going
Right fielder
against
number
you.
15, Greg Carrington.
I actually thought that he might have held up there, but of course, when you're struggling, you really want every call in that situation because anything to help you get out of the inning is a good
Exactly,
thing.
especially when you got bases loaded and nobody away here to start the 2nd inning. You don't want to give the Maple Leafs any more base runners than you already have here. As we have another visiting B here on the windshield. First offering to Carrington misses for ball number 1 inside.
Yeah, and Hauk's now thrown more balls than strikes so far, 18 balls to 17 strikes so far tonight. Not a recipe for success against a really strong Leafs lineup.
No question, of course. The last time the Leafs were here was pretty much a rough 3rd inning here. As they got 9 walks in the inning, and as Carrington swings and misses on that one, the count's even at 1-1 here. Takamatsu at 3rd, Merritt 2nd base, and Ryan DeSantos now at 1st. The Sacks be drunk, and a 1-1 count here as Hauk looks in for the sign. One pitch. Misses. Oh, it's in there for a called strike 2. The count is now 1-2.
Yeah, it looked like he helped out Hauk a little bit there with that. And a lot of times he will get a call off the edge to his glove side because of that cut. It usually catches the edge of the corner right there, and Carrington thought that was inside.
Crowd behind Hauk, the 1-2 pitch. Swung on and missed, and Carrington goes down on strikes for out number 1.
Carrington must have been sitting off speed there. He was incredibly late on a fastball that was in the middle of the plate.
Left fielder number 19, J.J. Dutton. Going to bring up J.J. Dutton now. One of the few guys batting from the right side in this Leafs lineup. A lot of lefties, as Chris Lazar had mentioned earlier. First pitch to Dutton is in there for strike number 1 on the outside half.
Yeah, if my math's correct, that's 6 lefties in the order.
I think there's only one other team I think that has a lot of lefties, and I think it might be actually Kitchener.
I know Welland has a decent amount. Welland's got about four or five lefties in the
4 or
lineup,
5.
depending on the day.
Well, that one just misses low. Hauk is definitely aiming that pitch tonight. Counts even at 1-1.
Yeah, you can see him not really finishing his pitches. It's why his slider there looked pretty flat, and he's missing all over the place. And a lot of times as a pitcher, when you're doing that, you start to aim it, and that's the last thing you want to do.
Dutton takes a lunge at that one, and it makes it a 1 ball, 2 strikes count.
That's a lot better. That one he threw with conviction, and you can tell by the break. Dutton looked really uncomfortable on that swing.
Panthers fan getting the clap again behind their starting pitcher. Looks in for the sign. 1-2 pitch. Is driven down the line, stepped on first, throw to home. They'll have to tag him at the plate. Takamatsu tries to backpedal. Ibarra shakes his hand, and that's the inning. Panthers dodged the bullet as the Maple Leafs lead. The bases loaded. No runs, no hits, no errors. 2 men left on base. Back with the home half of the 2nd inning after the break. Welcome back to Jack Couch Park. Kitchener Panthers leading the Toronto Maple Leafs 1-0 as we head to the home half of the second inning on the Srivastava. Being joined by Chris Lazar tonight. Chris Lazar, of course, you recognize the voice. You're following the Inside the IBL podcast. Of course, him and his partner do a lot of work every Tuesday. Wherever you get your podcasts, I'm going to let Chris do some shameless self-promotion throughout the night as well.
I appreciate you doing it for me so I don't have to do it.
The designated hitter, number 66, Elliot Curtis. Elliot Curtis will lead things off here for the Panthers. They lead 1-0 on the solo blast by Blake Jacklin to lead off their home half of the first inning. Maple Leafs loaded up the bases, but couldn't get any outs, get any runs across in the top half of the second inning.
Yeah, that's kind of the Christian Houck special, load the bases and then get out of it without giving up any runs. I had the chance to coach Christian at Laurier back in 2019 for a season, and that was kind of our running joke, was as soon as the bases were loaded, we knew he was going to lock in and get out of it. But until that point, it was a little bit sketchy. Probably one of the most dominant OUA pitchers the league's ever seen, though.
Oh, no question. Him and Owen Boone. Owen Boone, when he was with Western, was just absolutely deadly as well. As Curtis swings and misses at the offering, they'll throw down the first. K2-3 will go to put out if you're scoring at home, and Curtis is retired for out number 1. The catcher, number 48, Junior Ibarra. Junior Ibarra will be the batter now. You're not hearing echoes or anything like that. It's just me doing the announcing in the house PAs. As Matt Russell is under the weather a little bit, but he's kind enough to do the music for us tonight, so we don't have to do 5 jobs. But we're all good. We wear many hats when we're at the Panthers ball games. First offering from Ibarra is fouled off out of play here. And the count is 0-1. Didn't quite get a car in the parking lot, but some people need to learn. They got to park a little further back here at the Kitchener Auditorium parking lot, which is on the backside of Jack Couch Park. The one offering is driven hard and deep to left field. Left fielder charging, and it's going to drop in front of him. Ibarra's got a single with one away. Third baseman, number 53, Marcel Lacasse. Marcel Lacasse now the batter. These guys are going to have to download this song. Of course, it's in French, so you can barely hear it. I don't understand most of the words in it, but it's just got a nice beat to it, too. As Sam Green looks in for the sign from Mara. First offering to Lacasse has popped up in the infield here. Salazzo's giving a run to it. He's going to catch it in front of the Panthers dugout, maybe. Yes, he won't. And Lacasse has a new life here with a foul ball. Salazzo looked like he overran that one and had to backpedal closer to the infield, but unfortunately not going to get to that one.
Yeah, those pop-ups are a lot more difficult than a lot of guys make them look. Big leaguers obviously make that look incredibly easy, but that ball starts going away from you, and then the longer it's up in the air, the more it comes back to the plate usually. So, looked like Salazzo just overran that one a little bit there.
Green from the stretch. The 0-1 pitch to Lacasse. Popped in the air again. Salazzo will have
chance.
another opportunity here. This time he's underneath this one. He's going to make that grab.
It's funny how baseball works, eh?
It is, yes. And there's now 2 away.
F5
goes to put out. Lacasse is retired.
As soon as you make a mistake, it feels like the ball's going to find you right away.
Yep. Second baseman, number 12, Jordan Carthy. Jordan Carthy will come up to Still Dre. Second baseman, batting the 8th spot tonight. Takes strike one on the outside part of the plate from Green. Leafs have a lot of baseball games to make up in the next 2 weeks. It's going to be a lot of miles and lots of baseball for those guys this week. As that one's bunted down the third base side, and that's going to be a perfect bunt as Salazzo will just pick it up. And Jordan Carthy's aboard here with 2 away. And runners now at first and second for Jet Jarvis. The right fielder, number 23, Jet Jarvis.
Yeah, when you're not in the lineup a lot, you'll do whatever it takes to find a way on base. And Jordan Carthy, only with 9 games played, only 21 at-bats so far this season. He's only got 4 hits on the season. That's hit number 5. And he showed off a little bit of speed there. And in this league, if you're able to lay one down on the left side, you're going to get on base more often than not.
No question. A lot of good fielding third basemen here. Jarvis hits this one to left field. Left fielder going to take a few steps in. He'll make the catch to end the inning. No runs, 2 hits for the Panthers. No errors, and 2 men were left on base. And there isn't one error, actually. I keep forgetting that one. There is an error. My correction. We'll be back with the top of the 3rd inning after the break. Welcome back to Jack Couch Park. Top of the 3rd inning we go with the Toronto Maple Leafs trailing the Kitchener Panthers 1-0 on Neil Srivastava, joined by Chris Lazar. Chris, what's the out-of-town scoreboard looking like in the Intercounty?
Yeah, just one other game going on in the Intercounty Baseball League tonight. It is a battle for the pennant between the Barrie Baycats and Welland Jackfish, top 2 teams in the league. A real treat for us fans here on the Thursday. We got all 4 teams at the top of the standings in action. Barrie currently leads 2-0 in the top of the 4th. Starlin Rodriguez hit a 2-run double in the 2nd inning. He actually just hit he just got out. But, yeah, they're up 2-0. Jeffrey Nunez has only given up 1 hit over 3 innings. So that's what's going on elsewhere between
Jeffrey
Barrie
Nunez
and
just seems like the forgotten man in that Barrie Baycats rotation here right now, but he's definitely going to play a role here as this thing goes forward.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to come playoff time. They're going to need someone besides Frank Garces to pitch, and hopefully he's the guy for them.
Shortstop number 1, Jose Vasquez. As Jose Vasquez will lead things off here in the top of the 3rd inning. So we're back to the top of the Maple Leafs order. Vasquez followed by Justin Mara and Jordan Castaldo to start the 3rd inning. Hawks first offering in there for a strike. Of course, the IBL for some reason lately, the top 4 teams seem to bunch together a fair bit. Last year we had a 3-way tie for first. This year we might potentially have a 2-way tie for first again and then a 1-game playoff again. Which I don't know. I'm just not a big fan of that 1-game playoff anymore after last year going with the Guelph Royals against the London Majors. Kind of just derailed the whole playoff picture for the Royals.
Yeah, and the players, I can tell you right now, the players aren't a huge fan of it. I remember talking to some guys on both sides going into that game, and nobody really they would have preferred to just have the standings play out based on tiebreakers and whatnot, and then see what happens, because it really did kind of get Guelph in the playoffs. They used Custodio in that tiebreak game, which I think that's really when they lost that series to Hamilton, was because Custodio was only available for 2 games.
Yeah, and the second game was only 6 innings on 2 days rest.
Exactly. And he was outstanding in that game. He struck out 13 over 6 innings, but again, you can't ask a guy to go out there and throw a complete game pitching on 2 days rest.
That was a swimmer hit to Gonzalez at shortstop, and there's one away as Venicios retired for the second time in the ballgame. F6 goes to put it, one away.
And ironically, Jeffrey Nunez is actually the guy who came in after Custodio and gave up a 3-run double to Luis Jean at the time. That ended up tying that game.
The catcher, number 9, Justin Mara. Justin Mara will be the batter now. Grounded out 4-3 in the first inning. As the Maple Leafs are their second time through the order now. Some unfortunate plays in right field in that ball in the fifth game, unfortunately. A couple balls got lost by the right fielder. Turned the tide in that ball game.
I have a hard time believing we're going to get a similar type upset this year, although Guelph might have a chance to upset a couple teams.
I think
they're now the team on the other side.
Well, yeah, exactly. I think the Royals are sitting pretty if they're either home, if they can somehow nudge their way into fourth place to get that home game. That'll help their chances against whoever they're playing. So this one's grounded to Gonzalez. Over to first, 6-3 goes the putout, and Mara's retired for the second out of the inning.
Yeah, it looks like Toronto is pretty settled into either the 4 or 5 seed, depending on which one. I don't think there's enough games left for them to catch Kitchener, especially if Kitchener can win tonight. But regardless, it should be interesting, especially if Guelph gets into that 5 spot.
First baseman number 5, Jordan Castaldo. Jordan Castaldo, who walked in the first inning, got stranded at first in that inning, will be the batter now. And the Royals have definitely come on of late since they got Castaldo, and Hector Yan decided to pitch like Hector Yan can.
15 strikeouts last Friday for Hector Yan.
Yeah, that was
6 innings.
I was calling that game in Hamilton, and it was just, they were dealing.
Yeah, touched 95.
In the 6th inning. Usually guys get tired, but that Yan was getting better as it went on.
Must be something about Hamilton. Guys are hitting some really high velocities there. Davey Mendez a couple weeks ago hit 99 on the radar gun in Hamilton.
This is a 2-0 count to Castaldo. That one's inside. It's 3-0.
Castaldo's yet to see a strike yet.
Well, exactly. I think Houch just does not know how to pitch against Castaldo here. Everything, he tries to go inside, and like you mentioned on the first at bat, he just crowds the plate so much. Houch just trying to not hit him with it.
Yeah, he's certainly a tough guy to pitch to. You have to have really good command to be able to throw that pitch inside and not hit him. And Castaldo's not afraid to get hit by the ball either.
No, exactly. When you're built like that, I can see why.
That's 8 pitches he's seen, and that's 8 balls. He'll take first base.
That he will. Third baseman number 17, Jonathan Salazzo. That'll bring up the conductor, Jonathan Salazzo, who struck out swinging to end the first inning. Castaldo at first. Once again. That one misses inside.
Had a chance to sit down with Salazzo earlier this week on Sunday at the pits, and it's been a really good week for him. And actually, the best part of the week for him wasn't even on the playing field. It was what was happening off the playing field. As his gym teacher, his high school gym teacher, Mr. Craig Vickers, came to see him play at the pits. It was his first time at Christie Pits ever, and his first time watching Salazzo play in 13 years.
Wow.
So, cool little story there.
Cool little story. Of course, you guys are working on something for Inside the Intercounty, a little documentary on Salazzo. I'll just let you talk about that as well.
Yeah, we have a mini documentary on Salazzo coming out likely next week. We sat down with him, got to talk to him at his house, talked to him in the locker room a little bit. Obviously watched him play, just kind of about the intricacies of being a player in the IBL, because it's so different from any other kind of league, right? It's basically professional baseball, but you have other responsibilities as well. You have a job or whatever, and Salazzo's a really interesting case because he'll have to leave games mid-game. I believe he works actually tonight, so you might see him take off or someone else hitting his spot in roughly the 6th or 7th inning, depending on how the game's going.
He's got a 3-1 count here working on it. As Christian Hawks got 2 away here and a runner at first.
It was funny. Last Wednesday they were in a tight one with Barry, and we look at Salazzo, and he's on the bench on his phone, and we asked him what he was doing, and he said he was texting his boss to see if it was okay for him to stay a little bit longer so he could make it to the rest of the game. Unfortunately, they did lose that one, but he was able to stay the rest of that game with his gym teacher in attendance. He went 2 for 2, with a double and a single, and he walked 4 times.
Did he hit it off the light pole or something?
That was Sunday.
That was
Sunday
Sunday.
he went off. Sunday he texted me and he said, "Hey, yeah, I hit a ball that was 10 feet below the light post," and that's actually the second farthest home run he's hit.
Yeah, well,
in the last week because
exactly.
he almost killed a kid on the other field.
I still remember that.
in right field.
Yeah, I did my best guesstimation on a graphic as far as where that was. I didn't put the chalk line.
It was a pretty good guesstimation.
Yeah, that one's going to get with the middle. Salazzo's got a hit. They're going to throw to third, and Castaldo's going to be in safely. Runners at first and third now, with 2 away for the Maple Leafs.
One last fun fact on Salazzo is that Cooper arm sleeve that he has.
Yep.
When we were doing the documentary, he sent us a few pictures of him as a child, and when he was 17 playing for Team Canada in the OBJ, he was wearing the exact same elbow guard. So he's had the same guard for roughly 15 years.
Yep. Designated hitter number 11, Garrett Takamatsu.
Friendly giant, one of the nicest guys in the league.
Oh, no question he is. I want to get Garrett on one of those IBL unscripted one of these days and just ask him about the McChicken story.
I haven't even heard the McChicken story.
Well.
You definitely need to get him on for that.
Yeah. From what I understand, it was something that, okay, so in the States they have the value McGill. It has the actual McChicken on it. That one's lined to the left and caught by the left fielder to Rob Takamatsu and end the inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. 2 men left on base. We'll be back with the home half of the third inning after the break. Bottom of the third inning here at Jack Couch Park on a beautiful Thursday night to be at the ballpark. Whereas earlier today, it didn't look like we were going to get this ball game in at all. They had a thunderstorm warning, and then the downpour happened around lunchtime, and I thought for sure I was going to be staying home in Guelph. But nevertheless, we're here, and the Panthers are leading the Maple Leafs 1-0. I'm Neil Srivastava. Chris Lazar joining us this evening for the vacationing Mark Perry, who's having a great time in Punta Cana, judging by his Facebook anyways.
Must be nice.
Must be nice to take off in August to go to a hot place. I'd probably going to some place cooler or a baseball ballpark tour, I'm sure.
I would go anywhere where they're going to give me pina coladas on the beach.
Yeah.
I can't complain.
Lead off the bottom of the third inning for the Panthers, the left fielder, number 36, Blake Jacklin.
Jacklin with an outstanding play to take away a run from the Toronto Maple Leafs at the end of the top of the third inning. Looking to get some started for the Panthers in the bottom half now.
Yeah, exactly. Jacklin led off the ball game for the Panthers with a solo blast. Of course, you mentioned he robbed the one in the top of the third inning as well. Getting it done on both sides of the field. Takes a strike one call here from Green. And so getting back to the McChicken story, apparently in the States, the McChicken is on the extra value meal for $1.
Yep.
So he came up here and I guess at some point tried to order 9 of them and it was like $90 or something.
It's expensive.
It is expensive.
Well, they don't have junior chickens down there.
No,
so
exactly.
it's the McChicken.
Yep.
And, yeah, their dollar value meal is an actual $1, whereas here the dollar value meal is $3.
Yeah,
so
exactly. The center fielder, number 49, Andy Leader. So we'll have to get him to explain that story a little bit sometime. Maybe I'll try to pull him off tomorrow, and we'll record it before the game in Hamilton tomorrow night. Maybe we'll see if we can do that. We like nice to touch base with him anyways and talk about his experiences and what he's gone through in the last couple of years. Of course, he was the youngest manager in the IBL last year as well. as Leader swings and misses at that first offering. Jacqueline stands away at first here with an 0-1 count on Leader. Green's offering's in the dirt. Jacqueline has to backpedal the first, though, as it's stopped by Mara. And the count is now 1-1.
Interesting contrast between Sam Green and Christian Houck so far. Christian Houck's walked 4 batters already. Sam Green's only thrown 7 balls. So it's a tale of 2 different types of pitchers.
Oh, exactly.
What's interesting is that you hear that stat and you wouldn't have any idea that Kitchener has the lead tonight.
Jacqueline goes on the pitch. Throw down from Mara, and Jacqueline will have the base stolen with ease, and that's a ball to Andy Leader, I do believe. I didn't see the plate umpire signal anyways, otherwise, so I believe it's a 2-1 count.
I believe it was a ball, yeah.
And another stolen base for Blake Jacqueline. Leader now works with a 2-1 count here with Sam Green. Towing the rubber, looking from the side from Justin Mara. Green's offering. Jacqueline's off to the raise. Hit and run was on, and Jacqueline's going to have to retreat, and that's not going to be easy as Leader hits into a 7-2 or 7-4 double play. Hit and run
That's
was on.
unfortunate.
Panthers just trying to be a little aggressive, and Jacqueline going probably with a green light at any time here, and Leader just got one up in the wheelhouse, and now there's quickly 2 away here.
Yeah, I think that was on their own. I don't think I've never played for a team where a manager would call a hit and run with a runner on second and
Not
nobody
usually,
on
no.
first. So I'm assuming that was just Jacqueline going on his own. And Leader got a good pitch hit, and he hit it hard, unfortunately. That's the one thing you can't do when the runner's taking off is hit a line drive right at somebody.
That you can't. As Raul Gonzalez is now the batter, and I didn't get a chance to announce Mr. Gonzalez. I was working on my score sheet here. Takes ball 1 here from Green. That one misses outside. It's quickly 2-0. Again, thanks for tuning in or listening in wherever you guys are watching or listening on the radio as well. Gonzalez hits this one to shortstop, Vinicio, but the long throw is going to not be in time. So he threw it to second base instead. I'm not sure if that was on purpose or that was just a misdirection here.
Vinicio likes to make those plays going to his right where he'll just kind of throw it underhand and just put a ton of air under it. It looked like he just very seriously misjudged how far first base was that time as he immediately pointed to his chest like, yeah, my bad, guys. I didn't mean to do that.
Have to wait to see the official score, but I'm pretty sure they're going to give him a base hit on that. I get the thumbs up from the corner there, so I'm on the nose there. And Gonzalez is aboard here, and Nick Parsons the batter. First baseman number 88, Nick Parsons. Try not to miss 2 batters in a row here. That one misses for ball number 1. Parsons will be followed by Elliot Curtis. Parsons flew out to the shortstop his last time up. Gets a hold of that one to left field, and that's an absolute missile. Hit to left, and that's out of the ballpark. It's a 2-run blast for Nick Parsons, and the Panthers now lead this one 3-0. Green got that one up a little too high in the zone here, and Parsons made him pay for it.
And the home run bites Sam Green again. That's the 4th home run he's given up in the last 2 outings for him, which would be the last 7 innings. He's given up 4 home runs. Nick Parsons, not usually their starting first baseman. Liam Wilson getting the night off. But Nick Parsons rewards his manager's faith, putting him in the cleanup spot with a 2-run shot right there.
That he did. Designated hitter number 66, Elliot Curtis. Elliot Curtis, who struck out swinging last time up, will be the batter. He launches the first pitch. He sees deep to left center field. And that one's going to leave the yard as well. The Panthers go back-to-back. Elliot Curtis was a solo blast.
And this is exactly why Jack Couch is a pitcher's nightmare. Neither of those balls are home runs at probably 6 other parks in the league. But unfortunately, you're playing at Jack Couch tonight, and those are, well, the first one is definitely a no-doubter. That one's probably a double at most places. Instead, at Jack Couch, it's 4-0 Kitchener.
Yep. Panthers now leading this one 4-zip. As Junior Ibarra will come to the plate. Catcher number 48, Junior Ibarra. Three runs on 4 hits so far in this inning for the Panthers, as they're still not done here with just 2 away. Of course, the Panthers have been absolutely ridiculous with batting with 2 away in innings all season long, up over the 350 clip. This one's lined, but caught by Salazzo. Ibarra is retired to get inning. Panthers get 3 runs on 4 hits. There was no errors, and nobody was left on base. Kitchener now leads Toronto 4-0. Back with the top of the 4th inning after the break. Top of the 4th inning here at Jack Couch Park. The Kitchener Panthers increased their lead to 4-0 over the Toronto Maple Leafs. I'm Neil Srivastava. Thank you so much for joining us on your Thursday evening. If you're watching on YouTube or places in between, if you're listening on the radio as well here in the KW area, thank you so much for joining us. Chris Lazar was kind enough to make the trip in from
Mississauga.
the GTA.
Mississauga. And I was battling traffic today. There was a bad accident on the 401.
Yep.
It took me an hour and a half to get here. But we're here now.
We're here now, and I appreciate you stopping in. It's always great to have somebody join us when Mark's away. Of course, Mark will be back next Thursday on the broadcast. Then I'll have the season finale with Patrick Melbourne, and the Barrie Bay Cats will be in town on the 20th as well. Of course, originally everybody in the league was going to play on the 20th, and that'll be end of the season. Of course, now the Maple Leafs and Brantford Red Sox, if necessary, are going to play on the 21st.
I would be willing to bet that there will be roughly 11 players showing up from the Toronto Maple Leafs for that game. They know they have bigger fish to fry at that point.
Second baseman number 6, Dan Mara. It's a Monday night against Brantford, and that's a late night to begin with. That game will start at 8:30, roughly, unless we get overcast skies. Well, hopefully it won't be necessary, because hopefully by that time the playoff pitcher's all locked up and everybody else can't change as far as jockeying for position, but be interesting to see.
Yeah, that'll likely be a bullpen day for the Leafs, though.
Oh, exactly.
Probably just patch it together and have everybody throw an inning or two.
I wouldn't be surprised to see Salazzo or somebody throw an inning in there as well.
Salazzo's done it in the past. Salazzo's done it in the past. He has pitched almost every year that he's been in the league for at least a couple innings.
Exactly.
He throws kind of hard, too.
Well, Keith Candell got put in the double duty last week twice, so yeah. It's definitely happening more. Darius Barless as well for the Wolf Rose has pitched a couple innings. Jeff McLeod. Just Dan Mara has a 2-2 count on him from Christian Hawk to here to start the 4th. 2-2 pitch. It's popped foul down the left field line, right field line and out of play. Of course, the Panthers have moved the beer garden down the right field line now, so if you're looking for your suds here, have to trek way down the right field line just in front of the visitors' bullpen. Look for the giant tent down there. Of course, we had Sportsnet's Jamie Campbell here a couple weeks ago, and he won the 50-50, and I had to call his name. Didn't want to call out our celebrity guest, but I had to.
It's his fault for buying the ticket.
Yeah, I guess so. He definitely knows making treks to the IBL parks whenever he can. 3-2 pitch on its way here. Tamara is fouled away again. And we'll do it again at full count. I want to say this was like the 6th time Hawk in this game has gone to a full count already. Three-two pitch. Popped in the air. Jarvis calls for it. Jarvis calls for it, makes the catch. And Mara's retired F9 for out number 1 here in the fourth inning. Center fielder, number 3, Ryan DeSantos. Ryan DeSantos now the batter. He walked his last time up in the 2nd inning. Got stranded at first base. As Hout got out of another jam with the bases loaded and only 1 away. That one misses low for a ball. And the count is 1-0. Fouled away. Evens the count at 1-1.
Hauk already over 70 pitches, and we're only in the 4th inning.
Yeah, we'll be lucky to see him go probably 6 max, maybe 7 if he pushes it, but he's going to have to get some quick innings here. Of course, the other game in the Intercounty, the Welland Jackfish wearing different uniforms tonight. They're like, I guess they're on chipmunks or something.
I forget what they were called. So the something Timbers.
Yeah.
I'll find out.
That one's fouled away, and it's 1-2. 1-2 pitch on its way. Misses low for a ball, and it's now a 2-2 count here from Hauk.
The Rose City Timber Tigers.
Rose City Timber Tigers. So that's
you know how they come up with that? That was it was an April Fool's joke, actually, at first.
Okay.
And the people were loving it. And because they loved it so much,
they went with
owner Ryan Harrison decided, you know what, why don't we turn this into a promotion for one night?
One night only.
So now they have the Rose City Roses, or the Welland Roses. They have the Rose City Timber Tigers. And then their actual team name, the Welland Jackfish.
Jackfish, exactly. 3-2 pitch on its way. It's chopped to second base. It's going to be a tough play. DeSanto runs pretty well, but they got him in time for the out. 4-3 goes the put out, and there's 2 away.
I believe next week they have Catalina Wine Mixer night.
Oh, goodness, the gosh darn Catalina Wine Mixer.
Yeah, that's and they've got the jerseys for it, too.
Oh, man.
They've got Scott Gillespie and Gio Morello on the poster for it.
Oh, man, I'm going to have to watch that game. Actually, won't be able to because I'll be here. I'll be here. I can't watch that. Greg Carrington now the batter. He struck out swinging his last time up. And starts off the count from a Hauk. At 0-1 on a big cut on there. 2 away here in the top of the 4th inning for the Maple Leafs. The Panthers got 1 run on a solo blast by Jacqueline, and they got 3 in the 4th inning. Or bottom of the 3rd inning anyways, lead 4-0. As Carrington fouls that one away and is quickly behind the count at 0-2. Swung on and missed. Carrington goes down on strikes. Maple Leafs go 3 up, 3 down. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left on base. Panthers leading this one 4-0. Back with the home half of the 4th inning after the break. Bottom of the fourth inning here at Jack Couch Park on a lovely night to be at a ballpark. Thank you so much for tuning us in on YouTube or on the radio as well. I'm Neil Srivastava. The Kitchener Panthers leading the Toronto Maple Leafs 4-0 as we head to the home half of the fourth inning. Chris Lazar in on the broadcast as well. Great to have you with us. And Marcel Lacasse will lead things off. Third baseman, number 53, Marcel Lacasse. Marcel Lacasse, who flew out to the third baseman, Salazzo, his last time up, will be the batter. Salazzo got 2 kicks to the can to get Lacasse on the fly ball outs, and he might the second one count. His last time up. Lacasse swings and misses at the first offering from Sam Green. And the count is 0-1. Panthers with 7 hits so far in the contest. Maple Leafs just 1. As that one's fouled away by Lacasse, and the count is quickly 0-2. Green's offering. Inside for a ball, it's 1-2. Lacasse followed by Jordan Carthy and Jet Jarvis. 7, 8, 9 in the Panthers order. As Sam Green looking for a shutdown inning. Swung on a miss by Lacasse, and Green's got the first out on a strikeout. And there's one away.
They elevated the fastball on at that time, got that pitch past Lacasse, and with Lacasse popping up those first couple
second baseman number 12, Jordan Carthy.
Again, he's one of those guys with that natural uppercut. If you're able to throw with a little bit of velo up in the zone, you're going to be able to beat him.
Yep. Jordan Carthy, who got a bunt single his last time up. Salazzo definitely in a little more this time up. Salazzo taking notes at third base on Jordan Carthy. And Sam Green's got the first pitch strike on Carthy on the outside part of the plate. Count's 0-1. That one misses inside to even the count at 1-1. As Panthers fans trying to get the wave going here at Jack Couch Park. Panthers with a rare Sunday with not a ball game here at Jack Couch Park. That one's grounded to Vinicio up to first on time. And Carthy's retired for 2 away. 6-3 goes to put it if you're scoring at home. Right fielder, number 23, Jet Jarvis. Jet Jarvis will be the batter now. 0 for 1. He flew out to left field to end the second inning. If you're just tuning in, the Panthers lead this one 4-0. Blake Jacklin got the party started for the Panthers in the first inning. The second pitch of the ball game with a solo blast. Panthers got 3 more. Courtesy of a pair of home runs from Nick Parsons and Elliott Curtis in the third to make it 4-0. And Jarvis has a 1-0 count. Tags this one right at the second baseman. It's going to get past the second baseman. Mario unable to flag that one down. Likely to be scored a hit, and Jarvis is the board here with 2 away.
Yeah, and don't expect Jarvis to spend a whole lot of time at first base. He's got a ton of speed. He likes to steal with 2 outs and nobody on, with 2 outs and only a guy on first base. Top of the order coming up. Really good time for him to take off because even if he gets thrown out, you got Jacklin leading
left fielder
off
number 36, Blake Jacklin. Got to bring up Blake Jacklin, who's already homered and singled in this ball game, plus has a stolen base. There are 2 away here in the bottom of the fourth inning. And the wind was a lot stronger when the ball game started, but now it's completely died down as the flag in center field is, for lack of a better term, just limping out there. As Jacklin has a ball 1 count to work with. Green from the stretch again. Runner going on the pitch. Jarvis goes on the horse. Throw down by Amara. Is going to be in time. They're going to get Jarvis to end the inning. 2-6 goes to Cott stealing, and the inning's over. Panthers don't get a run at all. They do get a base hit, so no runs, 1 hit, no errors. Nobody left on base, and Blake Jacklin will start the home half of the 5th inning. Next inning. Back with the top of the 5th inning after the break. Top of the 5th inning here at Jack Couch Park. The Kitchener Panthers leading the Toronto Maple Leafs 4-0 as we welcome you back into action. JJ Dutton will lead things off here for the Maple Leafs. They're going to send 9-1-2 up in the order here. Left fielder number 19, JJ Dutton.
Christian Houck's been effective but inefficient. He's almost at 80 pitches so far, averaging nearly 20 pitches an inning. This might be his last inning if he continues to pitch at that pace, but can't argue with the results. He's only given up 1 hit over 4, no runs.
Of course, you'd like to see him get through 5, maybe 6 here. If you can push it to 7, but again, like you mentioned, it's going to be that pitch count that's going to make the difference here. Gets the sign from Amara. Toes the rubber and delivers to J.J. Dutton. Dutton hits that first pitch foul. And the count is 0-1. Okay, thanks for tuning in on YouTube or points in between. If you're listening on the radio in the local KW area as well, thank you so much for being with us. As he swings and misses on that offering, and the count is 0-2. Chris Lazar was nice enough to make the trip down from Mississauga to join us this evening. Of course, Lazar, if you recognize the voice, you've been watching you've been listening to Inside the Intercounty, their podcast. The grounder hit to Rodriguez. Long throw is not going to be in time as Dutton will beat that. Oh, they're going to give him the out. Just beat him there. Played on first base umpire with the out call. I thought for sure Dutton had beat that one out. But there's one away. 6-3 will go to put out to start the 5th inning. Shortstop number 1, Jose Vinicio. One away here to start the 5th inning already. On a bang-bang play at first. Vinicio takes ball number 1 outside. And the count is 1-0. Vinicio chops this one foul, leaving the count at 1-1. Of course, the Blue Jays losing this afternoon to the Cleveland Guardians. That still sounds wrong. I still catch myself calling up the other name, but we're not allowed to, so had the game on at work this afternoon. Vinicio hits this one down the first base line. A great stop by the first baseman, and Vinicio's retired on the play. 3 unassisted goes to put out. And there's 2 away. Thank you so much for the correction, Alan Ross. I probably had it on my card wrong here, so that's probably why I announced it. Number is 19. Catcher number 9, Justin Mara. Mara takes ball 1 outside. Swings and misses that offering. The evens the count at 1-1. Christian Hauk trying to get a 3-up, 3-down inning without a lot of pitches here. 1-1 offering to Mara. Misses low. It's 2-1. Of course, Justin Mara was selected by the Chicago Cubs way back when. The roommate of Trevor Gretzky, Wayne's son, in the minor leagues, before getting cut loose and returning home to play for the Maple Leafs. Of course, the Super Mario Trio is in full effect in Toronto. His brother Dan plays at second base, and their brother Andy is in occasionally as a pitcher as well. Or Adam, sorry. I don't want to call them Andy. 3-2 pitch. Misses inside, and Mara will take his walk down to first base with 2 away. First baseman number 5, Jordan Castaldo.
5 walks on the night for Christian Hauk. He's now at 90 pitches. That last pitch was pitch number 90.
Pitch number
50 strikes, 40 balls. Not exactly a great ratio, but it's pretty good considering where he started in the first couple innings.
No question it is. Of course, he's yet to throw a strike to Jordan Castaldo in 2 at-bats as well. 8 straight balls to Castaldo. His last 2 times up. Castaldo gets a strike here, and everybody's going to give the Bronx clap here. And Castaldo behind the count at 0-1. Castaldo a pair of walks, 0 for 0 as far as at-bats tonight. Been stranded on the base pass twice. Chopped at the middle. Hoke with a glove save will flip to first. Castaldo's retired, and the inning's over. Maple Leafs do strand a runner at first base. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1 man left. When we come back, we'll have the home half of the 5th inning. You're watching Panthers baseball on YouTube, and they're leading 4-0. Bottom of the 5th inning here at Jack Couch Park. Kitchener Panthers leading the Maple Leafs 4-0. Left fielder number 36, Blake Jacklin. As Blake Jacklin will lead things off here. Neil Srivastava with Chris Lazar in on the action here. Thank you so much for tuning in wherever you are watching this evening. Jacklin, who's homered and singled in this contest, takes ball 1 outside to start the bottom of the 5th inning. Panthers with 1 in the 1st inning and 3 in the 4th. Lead this one 4-0. Maple Leafs looking for more than 1 hit so far. That one misses outside for ball number 2. That one misses low again. And it's 3-0. Pitch to Jacklin. This is high for ball, and Jacklin's aboard again here to start the 5th inning. Center fielder number 49, Andy Leader.
Yeah, definitely not how you want to start an inning with the top of the order up here for the Kitchener Panthers. Already down 4-0. 4-pitch walk to Blake Jacklin. First of all, he's a stolen base threat. Second of all, you got the heart of the order coming up here for the Panthers. A really dangerous spot in the ballgame for Sam Green.
Exactly. Doesn't look like there's any activity down the Maple Leaf bullpen whatsoever yet either, so it is Green's inning so far. As Leader hits this one hard to left field, and that one's going to leave the yard here. It's a 2-run dinger for Andy Leader, and the Panthers make this one 6-0. Leader sitting on that fastball high in the zone and absolutely obliterated it over the fence in a hurry. And it's now 6-0 for the Panthers.
That's something Andy Leader really likes to do. When he sees a 4-pitch walk, he knows the pitcher's probably going to go right after him and just try to lay one in there, assuming that he's going to take. And he's usually pretty aggressive on that pitch, and he was right there, and Sam Green paid for it.
Leader with a pair of RBIs on the contest now. Shortstop number 18, Raul Gonzalez. Gonzalez fouls back the first offering from Green here. 6-0 now the score here as the Panthers are entertaining the home crowd here with an early 6-0 lead here. So we hit the halfway point of this ballgame. Of course, these clubs will be back in action against each other on Tuesday night in resumption of a rainout down at Dominical Field from this, I guess, the bottom of the 2nd inning. That's where the game will start off. As Gonzalez fouls that one away to even the count at 1-1. Or sorry, 1-2. Green gets a sign from Justin Mara. Comes to the stretch. 1-2 pitch. Swung on a miss. Gonzalez goes down on strikes for the first out of the 5th inning. First baseman number 88, Nick Parsons. Nick Parsons with the batter. He homered his last time up, a 2-run blast in the 3rd inning. Popped up to the shortstop in the 1st inning. The Maple Leafs have got a lot of ball games to make up in the next week or so.
Yeah, I expect them to let Sam Green go here. He's been really efficient. He's only at 60 pitches here in the 5th inning, even though he's given up a few runs. They need him to go deep because they're already short on pitching, and they got games tomorrow, Saturday, Sunday, and Tuesday. They've only got 1 day off between now and Tuesday, and then they got Wednesday off before playing Thursday, Saturday, Sunday.
Not an easy way to end the season, that's for sure.
No, I believe they have the least amount of games played so far this season in the IBL.
Yeah.
Yeah, 33 games played. They still have 9 games to play over the course of the next 2 weeks.
So
Not
it's
even
popped
2
up in
weeks.
the infield here, but it's going to go foul and an out of play, and it's now a 2-1 count to Parsons.
They'll be playing 9 games in roughly the next 11 days, 11 or 12 days.
Of course, they got rain again with the Red Sox. Of course, that was scheduled for the Civic Holiday Monday, and it got called early because of the rain in Brantford.
Now, what that will allow them to do is it'll allow their offense to get into a bit of a rhythm. As a hitter, you get better the more you see.
That one hits Parsons on the hand by the looks of it, and Green goes out immediately to check on him and apologize. And now asking for a new baseball from Mara. Parsons is hit by the pitch, and he'll make his way down to first with one away for Elliot Curtis. Designated hitter number 66, Elliot Curtis. Elliot Curtis 1 for 2 in the contest. That one is a solo blast in the 3rd inning. He struck out swinging in the 2nd inning. So switch back to the wide shot here. That one's in there for a strike. Elliot Curtis. Green from the stretch again. Now, were you on the mound? Did you find it easier to pitch from the stretch, or did you like the full windup?
I was always more of a full windup guy. It was interesting. When I was in college, I was a guy out of the stretch. When I'm coming out of the bullpen, I prefer to be out of the stretch because generally when you come out of the bullpen, you're going to be pitching in higher leverage situations. As a starter, I felt that the windup just allowed me to be in a little bit more of a rhythm and kind of ease my way into the game, whereas out of the pen, you might come in with runners on first and second, and if you warm up and you do everything out of the windup, it might be a little bit uncomfortable when you get out there.
2-1 pitch on its way. This is high for a ball. It's 3-1.
I did find when I was in college it was a lot easier for me to repeat my delivery out of the stretch. There's just less moving parts. But again, I was also a reliever when I was in college.
Yep. Here's the 3-1 offering. In there for a strike, and we're going to go a full count here at 3-2. Just one away here. Nick Parsons leads off at first base, and Elliot Curtis will work again with a 3-2 count. 3-2 pitch. It's chopped off the glove of Green. That's going to be flipped to the second baseman. Over to Vinicio. They get the out at second base. And Curtis is aboard on the fielder's choice. That goes 1-4-6 on the force out. It was like a pinball machine out there. Up the middle and just ping-ponged off the gloves here.
Yeah, one of those rare situations where every bounce seemed to find another fielder, and Toronto's fortunate that happened. They almost were able to turn a double play on that one.
Yep. The catcher, number 48, Junior Arbera. Arbera, the batter now. 1 for 2 in the contest, a single in the second inning. He fouls this one off the pole right in front of us. Thank God for the pole.
Yeah, I don't think these windows that we're looking through right now would
No.
do much to help protect us.
That would have gone right through and smashed the window. We would have glass and a baseball out on our laps. We're at first base with 2 away now. And an 0-1 count to Ibarra. That one misses outside. Mara does a good job of keeping that in front of him to even the count at 1-1. Of course, there's an Intercounty update as well in the ball game in the Intercounty between Welland and Barrie.
Yeah, Welland currently leading 4-2, heading into the top of the 6th inning. Heading into the top of the 7th inning in the Rose City.
Those games always seem to go a lot faster in Welland, unless it's a Saturday night, and then it takes a while. I am yet to be down there still. I haven't been down to that ballpark since the Jackfish actually moved in there. I've been there a few times when Brock University was playing out of there.
It's a very different environment than anywhere else in the IBL.
Strike 3 called. Ibarra goes down looking. That'll end the inning. Panthers do get a couple more runs here. On one hit, there is no errors, and one man was left on base. Chris will call the 6th inning for you when we come back after the break.
Back here at the top of the 6th inning, Kitchener Panthers lead the Toronto Maple Leafs 6-0. Christian Houck back out for his 6th inning of work. He's been fairly effective tonight. 5 innings, 1
We got
hit,
the top
no
of the 6th
runs.
inning for the Maple Leafs. The third
walked
baseman, number
5.
17, Jonathan Salazzo.
As you heard right there, Jonathan Salazzo going to lead off the top of the 6th inning. He's followed by Garrett Takamatsu and Dan Mara. Salazzo with the only hit in the ballgame for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Looks like a little bit of movement in the Kitchener bullpen. Christian Houck pretty deep into this ball game. He's up over 90 pitches now.
And this is usually the sweet spot for Houck to get out of the ball game.
First pitch breaking ball gets over for a strike. He's up 0-1.
Of course, the Panthers have a Highway 7 matchup Saturday night against the Guelph Royals. I do believe they're in action tomorrow night as well, if I'm not mistaken.
Salazzo swings through that one, 0-2.
Salazzo with a single up the middle, his last time up, the only base hit for the Maple Leafs.
Houck winds and delivers. Up and away for ball 1. Salazzo continues to be hot. He's 10 for his last 18 now, going back for the last week as he swings through that one. And Houck gets his 5th strikeout of the night. There's one down.
Designated hitter number 11, Garrett Takamatsu.
Takamatsu steps to the plate. He's 0 for 1 with a walk here tonight.
Robbed by Blake Jacklin his last time up with a diving stop in left field.
Yeah, that's right. Jacklin made that diving catch out and left. Coming in on that ball, saved a run as he swings through that fastball 0-1. Christian Houck looking much more aggressive so far here to start the 6th inning, just going right after these Toronto Maple Leafs hitters.
Maybe he was told by Bill Matisse this was his last inning regardless of what's going on here, so maybe just letting it all hang out.
Almost looks like he's throwing harder as he catches the outside corner there, 0-2. Christian Houck, not a guy who wants to give up the ball, so I'm sure that he would love to throw a quick one here and convince his manager to keep him in as the 0-2 is up. Houck gets the sign. The 1-2. Misses with the slider. 2-2 count now on Takamatsu. Of course, Houck pitching with a 6-0 lead here. That pitch was pitch number 100 on the night for Houck. The 2-2. Swing and a miss. Sets down Takamatsu. Back-to-back punch-outs to start the 6th inning for Christian Houck. He's now got 6 on the night.
Second baseman number 6, Dan Mara. Mara 0 for 2 in the contest. Did reach on a fielder's choice in the 2nd inning and flew out to right field in the 4th.
First pitch from Christian Houck. Takes out. Ball 1 on Dan Mara. Now, if this was the big leagues, this would definitely be Christian Houck's last inning, but in the IBL, sometimes, especially when it's a busy week, managers will let their starters go a little bit longer into games as to save their bullpen. That's a little front door breaking ball for strike 1, evens the count.
Yeah, it's very rare you see in the major leagues any pitcher go above the 100 pitch mark at all anymore these days.
Yeah, you might see a guy get up to 105 if he's just trying to finish off an inning, but it's rare it's any higher than that. There's ball 2 up in the zone.
Of course, I remember Justin Cicatello pitching 180 some odd pitches the one night in an IBL contest. And of course, then Adam Jaffine did it a couple years ago as well.
2-1 over for a strike, 2-2 on Dan Mara. Most pitches I've ever seen a pitcher in the IBL throw was Yomar Concepcion back in 2018. Game 4 against Toronto, he threw 177 pitches.
Wow, that's a lot of pitches.
Yeah, good old Tebow left him out there to dry.
Davey Tebow.
He ended up going 10 innings in that one. Strike 3 on the corner. Christian Houck strikes out the side, and if that's his last inning, that's quite a way to go out. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on in the top of the 6th. Christian Houck delivers 3 strikeouts. We'll be right back for the Kitchener Panthers half of the inning after this break. Back here in the bottom of the 6th inning from Jack Couch Park, Kitchener Panthers continue to lead the Toronto Maple Leafs 6-0 in a battle between the 3rd and 4th place teams in the IBL standings. 7, 8, 9 due up for the Panthers in this inning. Marcel Lacasse to lead off.
Third baseman number 53, Marcel Lacasse.
Sam Green continuing to pitch out here. He's given up 6 runs over 5 innings on 9 hits. Only walked the 1 batter, and he's controlled this pitch count, which for the Toronto Maple Leafs is everything that they're looking for with 4 games this week.
Lacasse 0 for 2 in the contest. He struck out and popped out to the third baseman.
First pitch from Sam Green in the dirt. Gets Lacasse to move his feet just a little bit. 1-0 on the left-handed hitter. Marcel Lacasse coming over to Kitchener early in the season in a trade from the Barrie Baycats. Scuffled with Barrie. He was hitting under 200. He's raised up that batting average here in Kitchener, where he's found a starting spot on a regular basis. As there's ball 2 to the Quebec native. Green comes set, 2-0. Lacasse gets all of that one. High and deep to right, and there's no doubt about that one. Home run Marcel Lacasse, and the Kitchener Panthers lead 7-0.
Lacasse got a pitch in his wheelhouse and absolutely punished that baseball over the Domino's Pizza sign in right center field.
Kitchener Panthers' 5th home run of the night. As I'm 1 home run away from getting a little bit of money from Elliot Curtis. Now, that bet was for both teams, and they're about to beat it by themselves.
Beat it by himself. He's probably going to look up after he takes a swing here, as we got a mound visit for sure.
I should probably tell him thank you. He's got one of the home runs himself.
Yeah.
His manager, I believe that's Rob Butler.
Rob Butler making a rare appearance on a Wednesday night, or Thursday night, I guess.
Road appearance, too.
Road appearance, yes. I know throughout the season he's been kind of busy throughout the week with his other baseball commitments, so it's been Jordan Castaldo's job to manage as much as possible, or pinch hit as the manager.
Yeah, it doesn't look like anyone is urgently throwing in the Toronto bullpen. Maybe Rob Butler just out there to talk to Sam Green, and nope, he's gonna take him out of the game. So that's going to close the book on Sam Green tonight. He ends up going 5 innings, giving up 10 hits and 7 runs, striking out 4 and only walking 1.
We'll come back with a new pitcher after the break.
Back here with the pitching change. Now on the mound for the Toronto Maple Leafs is number 10, Chris Nagorski. Chris Nagorski, former Barrie Baycat, won a bunch of championships in Barrie. Played there for 8 seasons before coming over to Toronto in 2022. Took a few years off from the IBL, came back, and he's been fairly effective for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Hasn't pitched a whole lot for them, only his 9th appearance of the season. He's got a 5.58 ERA over 9 2/3 innings, 5 strikeouts. He's walked 4 over that span. Last appeared on August 2nd at home against Barrie, where he went 2 innings, gave up a run on 3 hits.
The Maple Leafs against the Barrie Baycats have just been very unlucky. They're 0 for 5 against the Baycats this year, which is, you would think they're, because where they are in the standings, they would probably have at least 1 win, but they've blown 2 games at home too.
Yeah, it's interesting. They those 2 teams usually go to battle pretty well. Last year they played a 5-game series in the first round. This year it just seems like Barrie's got their number.
Well, Frank Garces says I think he's 3-0 against them or something, if I'm not mistaken, or something.
Yeah, Frank Garces is something and 0 against pretty much everybody in the league.
Yeah, exactly.
So no shame in that.
No. He's only given up the 1 walk, right? Or is it actually a couple now?
I think he's given up a couple now.
Yeah.
Now at the plate for the Kitchener Panthers is Jordan Carthy. Defensive change for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Grant Tamani now playing third base. John Salazzo out of the game. Again, as we mentioned early in the game, John Salazzo headed to work, as he is, they call him the conductor for a reason, and it's not just because of his baseball play, it's because of his occupation as well.
Yep. Sometimes you get the video chats when I worked with the Maple Leafs in the morning, and it's just like you'd be pulling the horn just for you to Wake up the neighborhood on the CN rails.
1-1 pitch to Carthy is down, 2-1. Nagorski not going to blow anybody away with his fastball. Doesn't throw very hard, but he will compete. He's a very smart pitcher. Knows how to get guys out. He's been doing it for a long time. Carthy skies this one into left. Benicio going back on it, waving everybody off, and he'll corral it for out number 1.
F6 goes the put out, and Jet Jarvis will be the batter. Right fielder number 23, Jet Jarvis.
Chris Nagorski's been in the IBL for a very long time, as long as point streak tracks, which is back to 2010. He has been in the league every year that point streak has been active. Starting with the Guelph Royals, pitched 3 seasons there before going to Barrie and winning 5 championships there.
Funny story. I had to trade Chris Nagorski my first day on the job as a GM as the Guelph Royals.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
That was not a fun day.
What'd you get back for him?
I can't even remember what we got back from.
Probably not the equivalent of Chris Nagorski.
No. I got it pitched for us once, and then, okay, that was it. He left. And somebody else.
Yeah, Nagorski's.
I think C.J. Farron, actually.
Nagorski had back-to-back seasons in the IBL, 2014, 2015, where he didn't give up an earned run. He had a 0 ERA back-to-back seasons as a reliever.
Yeah, that's one job I don't want to ever do again in the IBL.
General manager.
Yeah.
It's a thankless job. 2-0 pitch is fouled off by Jet Jarvis. I had to pause for a second there. Jarvis and Jacqueline look awfully similar when they're at the plate.
They are. They definitely do.
And the fact they hit back-to-back in the order doesn't make it any easier.
Nope.
2-1 count on Jarvis. 2-1 pitch. Grounded back up the middle. Nagorski knocks it down, and he'll get the out over at first base. Nice play. Behind the back to knock it down, find the ball, and record the out.
It looked like a toe save by Nagorski. It must have been a goaltender in a previous life. So there's now 2 away.
He's pitched in the IBL for a long time, but still just as nimble as they come.
Left fielder number 36, Blake Jacqueline.
Top of the order for the Kitchener Panthers, Blake Jacqueline, 2 for 2 tonight with a home run. He led off the ball game with a home run. His second of the season as Nagorski delivers. Ball 1 up and away with the breaking ball.
I always have to check that stat because I always think Jacqueline's got more home runs, and then I realize Jarvis doesn't have one at all, but you think those guys would have a few more playing in this ballpark.
Yeah, I mean they're the table setters, right?
Yep.
That's not really their job. Is Jacqueline fouls that one off. They get on for the big boys behind them, the Liam Wilsons and the Andy Leaders of the world. Liam Wilson, of course, with the day off today, but Nick Parson placing him in the lineup and doing exactly what Liam usually does with the 2-run shot.
Filling it nicely.
The 1-1 to Jacqueline. Just missed outside for ball 2. Two-one pitch from Nagorski. Line foul. First base coach completely unfazed. Didn't even flinch.
Didn't even move. It's like, it's going that way. Somebody else will get it.
Two balls and 2 strikes, 2 outs on Jacqueline. Nagorski trying to work out of this one as he fouls that pitch off. Leafs probably looking for some length out of Nagorski, looking probably to get a couple innings out of him to not use any more of their bullpen. As the 2-2 misses down, ball 3, count is full.
Of course, there's still an outside chance the London Majors catch the Hamilton Cardinals in the standings as well here.
3-2 pitch misses down for ball 4. Jacqueline reaches base.
Well, it's going to be an interesting week and a half here to see where, I want to say the middle of the pack winds up here.
Yeah, Hamilton's really struggled since the transaction deadline.
Center fielder number 49, Andy Leader.
Only won once since the trade deadline, and That win came Saturday in Guelph, a 13-11 victory. Bit of a barn burner there, but they've really scuffled as of late.
They just seem to be able to get a run across early, and then their offense just shuts down for 5 or 6 innings, and by that time they're finding them behind in a lot of these ball games.
Nagorski gets the breaking ball over for strike one. Yeah, the Hamilton Cardinals have been, early in the season, they were a really scrappy bunch, and I don't know if it's all the moves that they made. I don't know what exactly the reasoning is, but looks like they've lost a little bit of that identity recently as Leader fouls that one off for strike two. No balls, 2 strikes on Andy Leader. With the 7-0 lead, Jacqueline probably just going to stay put over at first base. Nagorski delivers. Just got a piece of it to foul it straight back. Count remains 0-2.
Of course, Jacqueline got doubled off already in this ball game, so I guess he's going to let Lanny Leader swing through these ones on his own this time. Especially when you're up 7-0, you don't want to run the potential that somebody's going to wear one on the backside because you're taking off on the base paths.
Leader gets a piece of it, fouls it off.
Leader 1 for 3 with a two-run blast, his last time up. 5 homers in the contest all for the Panthers. So what happens if you guys tie? What happens if you guys tie?
It's
and you're
5.5.
5.5.
So it's got one of us has to win.
All right.
You can't hit half a home run.
That's true.
Still 0-2 on Leader. Nagorski delivers. Swing and a miss. Got him for strike 3. And the inning is over. No runs, no hits, 1 walk in the inning. Jacqueline left on base. I apologize. 1 run on 1 hit. Marcel Lacasse with the big hit in the inning. Panthers lead 7-0. We'll be right back with the 7th inning. Back with the top of the 7th inning. And Christian Hauk,
Center fielder number 3,
also
Ryan
back with us.
DeSantos.
Despite him being over 100 pitches on the night, again, he's only given up 1 hit over the 6 innings. He has been fantastic, especially since the 2nd inning when he had the bases loaded and nobody out. He's only allowed 1 base runner since then. Panthers lead at 7-0, and we also can confirm, as of earlier in the broadcast, that Mark Perry is, in fact, sipping island drinks in the Dominican Republic.
We have it confirmed. Yes, he confirmed it on Twitter. So hope you're enjoying the islands, Mr. Perry.
Yeah, I hope he's enjoying the score of this game. I'm sure he is. 7-0 Panthers here in the 7th inning. First pitch from Hauk is delivered for a strike. And I'm sure the Kitchener Panthers are pretty happy about what else is going on in the IBL right now, as the Welland Jackfish continue to lead the Barry Baycats now 6-2 going into the 8th inning. As Hauk delivers ball 1 inside. With a Welland win and a Kitchener win tonight, Kitchener would sit half a game behind Barry for second place in the standings.
Huge time of the year when those things happen.
1-1 from Hauk. Breaking ball inside. 2-1.
Be interesting to see what happens next year when there's 9 teams in the league. If the top 8 are going to make it, top 6, we'll have to see as far as playoff.
So one thing I've heard is it might be an 8 versus 9 one-game playoff as Hauk blows the fastball by DeSantos for strike 2. I heard 8-9 might play a one-game playoff to decide who gets in. I don't know how much of a fan I am of that, especially if there is a difference between 8 and 9, similar to how it might be this year between 7 and 8. As the 2-2 misses high, Hauk unhappy with himself on that pitch, 3-2. That pitch now Hauk's 111th pitch of the night.
You got to think he's probably on a very short leash here in the 7th inning, even though it is a 7-0 ball game.
3 balls, 2 strikes on to Santos. Ball 4 misses inside with the breaking ball. DeSantos walks to lead off the inning, and he is certainly a speed threat, although down 7-0. I'm not sure how much they will be looking to run.
Right fielder number 15, Greg Carrington.
Doesn't look like any movement from the Kitchener dugout, so Hauk will continue to pitch in this game. He's had success against Carrington tonight. 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts is Greg Carrington, including in that 2nd inning with the bases loaded, as Hauk delivers a first pitch strike, 0-1. Carrington now hitting .241 on the season, as Hauk gets him to swing through that one, 0-2.
Carrington with a pair of Ks in the ball game.
Yeah, tough night at the plate for pretty much everybody. Nobody that is currently in the lineup has a hit tonight, as their one guy with a hit had to go to work. Pitch misses inside for ball 1.
He's going to be working on the railroad all the live long night.
Yeah.
I can't believe I went there, but I did that. That's okay.
The thought behind it was solid.
Yeah, it was. Execution, not so much.
1-2. Strike 3. Looked like they called it on the swing from Carrington. Hauk picks up another strikeout, his 8th of the ball game.
Left fielder number 18, J.J. Dutton.
J.J. Dutton steps to the plate. He's also 0 for 2 tonight. Pair of groundouts for Dutton.
Yeah, 3-2 double play and a 6-3 groundout.
First pitch fouled off. And really, that's where the game turned, if you really think about it. It was 1-0 Kitchener. Toronto's threatening to really have a big inning and blow the game open. Unable to do it, unable to score anything in that half inning. Kitchener comes out in the bottom of the 3rd. Parsons and Curtis go back-to-back, and it's been all Kitchener ever since. 0-1 pitch, missed up and in.
It's almost like they used up all their hits Sunday.
Yeah, I made a joke that the Toronto Argos were playing at Christie Pitts, put up 3 touchdowns. Swing and a miss at the breaking ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Vinicio waits on deck here.
Toronto Maple Leafs would love to get Dutton on base here for the top of the order and hope to put something together. As Dutton lines one into center, and that's going to get down for a base hit in front of Andy Leader. Leafs do get that man on, now turn the lineup over for Vinicio. 2 men on, 1 down.
Shortstop number 1, Jose Vinicio.
Looked like Hauk was trying to front door that 1-2 cutter and just leaked a little bit over the plate. And Dutton was able to get a barrel on it. Benicio steps up. He's 0 for 3 tonight with a strikeout.
With the reigning IBL Player of the Week.
Benicio lines that one foul. Just past the first base coach. Interesting that they're just letting Christian Houck go here. He's at 121 pitches now. Really getting up there with his pitch count. 0-1 pitch. Backdoor breaking ball catches the outside corner for strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes on Benicio. Houck delivers the 0-2. Misses down for ball 1. Benicio with only 24 strikeouts and 164 at-bats this season. He's near the top of the league in terms of plate appearances. And only the 24 strikeouts. He's a tough guy to put down on strikes. Houck's already got him once tonight. He'd love to do it again. Here's the 1-2. Benicio skies this one foul. Out of play down the third baseline.
71 strikes, 52 balls for Houck on the evening. I guess 72 now.
The conductor, Jonathan Salazzo, just shot me a text, and he's told me to tell you what's up.
Nice. Mr. Salazzo, always great to have a chat with you. Sorry I didn't get a chance to stop in. I'll make sure I pop down tomorrow when you guys are in Hamilton.
1 ball, 2 strikes on Benicio. Houck sets. The 1-2. Missed inside. Benicio had to move his feet. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Houck starting to lose a little bit of that command here. To no surprise, he's at 125 pitches.
So what would your arm feel like after like a night like this on the mound?
Well, the arm usually feels okay at this point. It's the rest of your body that feels pretty tired. The next day, though, yikes.
Yikes.
Not great.
Yeah, not great. What
Here's the 2-2.
What would be in your
Missed
recovery plan as far as that?
Lots of ice post-game. Usually, I was one of those guys that I didn't like to do a whole lot the next day if I pitched. I got pretty sore. Now, again, I was pitching with a torn labrum for quite a while, so
yeah,
I got a little bit more sore than others. So I didn't
How
really
did
do
you
a whole
go
lot
through
of
that without knowing that? But
I don't know. I did it for about a year at least. Last year, I
Wow.
pitched with it pretty much all year.
yeah,
It was not a great experience.
no.
My problem is I'm very stubborn. So when I didn't want to admit that I was hurt. As Houck delivers the 3-2. Swing and a miss. He gets Benicio for the second time tonight. 2 down in the 7th. Houck's 9th strikeout of the night. But any kids listening to this, if you're a pitcher and your shoulder hurts when you're throwing, don't keep
Catcher
throwing.
number 9, Justin Mera.
Do not do what I did.
Yeah, definitely, get some medical attention.
Absolutely.
Don't be like Chris. You can't reattach your arm.
Do not do it. Well, the thing is, I got it repaired, so it'll be
Yeah.
fine. But I missed a whole summer because of it. As Justin Mara stands in and takes a breaking ball for strike 1. Christian Houck now 1 strikeout away from tying his season high. He had 10 punch-outs against London on July 30th. Sorry, that was last year. He's currently set a season high in strikeouts with 9. His previous high was 7. He did that twice this season. 0-1 pitch misses up for ball 1.
He's definitely going to want a bottle of Advil and a lot of cold beverages after this one.
Absolutely. He had 7 strikeouts on June 9th against London in 7 innings. He's got 9 already tonight in 6 2/3. His stuff has been electric tonight.
Definitely has been. Only 2 hits to this point.
Here's the 1-1 from Houck. Gets Mara to swing at the changeup. 1-2, and Mara looks back, disappointed in himself for chasing that pitch.
I think I just broke late or something there because he was definitely on top of it, but I don't think he expected to go that far out of the zone.
Justin Mara is what we would call a guess hitter. He likes to guess a pitch and sit on it. And if you throw that pitch, he's probably going to hit it pretty hard. Unfortunately, he was looking fastball on that one and got the changeup. Houck's 1-2. Tried to go with the changeup again and missed way up and away, 2-2. Houck now at 131 pitches on the night. Have to imagine this is probably going to be his last batter. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Mara, 2 men on base. 2-2 pitch. Mara gets a hold of this one into right field. That's going to get over the right fielder's head. Around third base comes Dutton. He's going to score. And Justin Mara with a long single puts the Maple Leafs on the board. It's 7-1. And that'll bring out manager Bill Matatich. And that will likely spell the end of the night for Panthers starter Christian Houck.
Likely will indeed. So he's going out to get his starting pitcher. And I'm sure the young man's going to leave with a very loud applause here. So
My apologies on that. Dos Santos is the one that scored. Dutton now stands at third base as they have runners on the corners. Long conversation here between Bill Matatich and Christian Houck, and he's going to leave him in the ballgame.
Must be going to be able to do a good sales job here.
That's what happens when you're the ace of a staff. You get a little bit more leeway. Very interesting decision with Christian Houck at 132 pitches. And there are times where a manager will go out there and he'll tell a pitcher, hey, I'll give you a chance to convince me to stay in this ballgame.
First base number 5, Jordan Castaldo.
And as you said, Christian Houck must have done a heck of a sales job, because to be able to stay in at the 132 pitches and convince your manager, especially going up against a guy that you've only gotten out once in 3 plate appearances.
Maybe he came out with a couple of Advil or an Aleve or something out there and said, hey, you want these?
It didn't look like he handed him anything, so
No.
Houck's just going to gut it out.
That actually happened in Listowel the one night in a junior game. We were playing, the Silver Creeks were playing the Listowel Legionnaires at the Listowel Legion, and the manager came out with a pair with the Aleve bottle and handed his
I could
starting
have used
pitcher.
that a couple times last season.
His starting pitcher, the bottle of Aleve, he down 2, and Ryan Doig went back out there and finished off the inning.
Christian Houck hoping to do the same thing and finish off this inning. The 1-0 pitch to Castaldo in there for a strike. Castaldo knows he got a pitch to hit there. 1-1.
If you ever got a chance to play in Listowel, it's quite the inexperience because, of course, the Listowel Legion just, I guess the bar area leads into the back of the diamond. So you always have the older gentleman out there with the beer bottles on the first baseline.
1-1 on Castaldo. The 1-1 pitch. Ball inside. Castaldo has to get out of the way of that one. 2 balls, 1 strike.
I guess the other question we should probably ask is, what's the season schedule going to look like next year too? Are we going to drop back down to 36? Are we going to go to 40?
I believe next year is confirmed to stay at 42 games.
So we're going to have
Houck
definitely.
delivers the 2-1. Castaldo breaks his bat, but gets it over the first baseman's head. That's going to drive in a run. Mara around second base. He'll cruise into third base. And Jordan Castaldo with an RBI single. And don't look now, but the Toronto Maple Leafs have scored twice, and the tying run is in the hole. Sometimes it's not about how hard you hit it. Sometimes it's about where you hit it. And Castaldo might have broken his bat there, but it died a hero.
So 42-game schedule next year. That's going to be interesting with 9 teams. So obviously an uneven
8
schedule.
games, or 8 teams, or you play 8 teams. That means 5. You play everybody 5 times, and I'm assuming you play 2 teams 6.
Yeah.
First pitch to Tamani. Outside, Tamani came in defensively for Salazzo.
Third
In
baseman
the
number
bottom
10,
of the
Greg
6th.
Tamani. Sorry. Yeah, it's Tamani. Greg
1-0
Tamani.
pitch to Tamani. Catches the outside corner, strike 1. Tamani, not a lot of action this year. He's only got 17 at-bats. He is 5 for 17 with 4 RBIs in that time. Also has 6 walks. As you'll see a 1-1 pitch from Christian Houck. Slider missed outside. Ibarra had to reach for that one. Ball 2. Next pitch will be the 140th pitch for Christian Houck.
My arm just hurts thinking about it from up here.
Breaking ball gets over for a strike, 2-2. most pitches I ever threw in a game was actually here at Jack Couch. It was my second season in the league in a playoff game against the Sean Riley Kitchener Panthers. I threw a complete game. We ended up winning that game to stave off elimination. I was 149 pitches.
Oh, man.
But that was over 9 innings. Hauk's doing it in 7. Here's the 2-2. Swinging a foul ball. Tammany just gets a piece of it to stay alive.
I think about all the home runs I've seen Sean Riley hit over the years, and it's just like, I would never want to face him.
Yeah, he did get me a couple times, but I also got him a couple times. So it was, me and him went back and forth quite a few times over our careers. 2-2 count. Hauk going to look to punch out Tammany, but he's going to have a tough time doing it. Tammany's only struck out 3 times. As the 2-2 pitch misses outside. 3-2 looked like just off the corner. Ibarra wanted the call. Full count.
Ibarra working hard for his pitcher here on that one, and just unfortunately not getting the call from the plate umpire.
3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Castaldo will be off with the pitch. Nick Parsons, the first baseman, now playing behind him. Hauk comes set. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Strike 3 called. Catches the inside corner with the breaking ball. And Christian Hauk, with his 10th strikeout of the night, will likely be the last pitch that he throws. And the Kitchener Panthers bend but don't break. Toronto gets 2 in the inning, but Kitchener continues to lead 7-2, as we'll be right back with the bottom half of the inning. New arm on the mound for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Adam Mara replacing Chris Nagorski.
Shortstop number 18, Raul Gonzalez.
And he will face the heart of the Kitchener Panthers order, 3-4-5. Due up in the bottom of the 7th, Gonzalez, Parsons, and Elliott Curtis due up here in this half of the inning. Mara delivers a first pitch ball inside. The 1-0 is driven into right field. Base hit for Raul Gonzalez. Just flares that one. And the leadoff man is on for the Kitchener Panthers.
Pinch hitter number 34, Keegan Marsden.
Nagorski goes 1 inning, allows 1 walk, strikes out 1. No other damage for the veteran righty. Pinch hitter Keegan Marsden hitting now for Nick Parsons.
Likely just a straight swap here as they're trying to get Marsden back into the swing of things.
Marsden on the season hitting .216 as he swings and misses at strike 1. .216, 1 homer, 11 RBIs for Marsden. A bit of a rough season for him.
believe his lone homer was a walk-off against the Barrie Baycats.
The 0-1 is a strike, 0-2. Marsden currently mired in a stretch where he is 0 for his last 13. Sunday against Welland, he went 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. The 0-2 pitch to Marsden fouls that one off. Tough spot to come in and pinch hit as well, lefty-lefty. Interesting move by manager Bill Matatich. But also likely trying to get him an at-bat and putting him in there for defense, as he's a pretty good defensive first baseman as he takes ball 1 outside. 5-run lead. You're going to prioritize defense over offense.
No question you are.
The 1-2. Breaking ball taken down and away, 2-2. It's always neat to see Adam Mara pitch because Justin Mara is usually catching, so you got two brothers pitching to each other. It's always a neat little thing in the IBL.
Of course, they throw it down. It's all three of them touch the ball in the same play.
2-2 pitch. Strike 3 called. Catches the outside corner. And pinch hitter Keegan Marsden is set down on strikes.
Designated hitter number 66, Elliot Curtis.
Adam
Curtis, 1 for 3 in the contest, struck out swinging.
Adam Mara on the season, 18 appearances, 19 innings. Only 8 strikeouts. That's now his 9th strikeout on the season. Won't walk a lot of guys. Only 5 walks over those 19 innings. As he will now face another left-handed batter, and a dangerous one in Elliot Curtis. First pitch inside. Curtis backs out of the way of that one, 1-0. Every starter in the Kitchener lineup has a hit tonight. The only guy without a hit in their lineup is Keegan Marsden, who just had his first at-bat, as Curtis takes ball 2. Two balls, no strikes to the lefty. Mara delivers strike 1 on the outside corner. Not a whole lot of velo coming from Adam Mara, but he does have a funky little delivery that makes it difficult to pick up. 2-1 pitch, taken for ball 3. Three balls and 1 strike on Curtis. He grounds this one to second, could be 2. Mara to Vinicio for 1, on to first base for the double play. Toronto gets out of the inning a 1-2-3. Adam Mara works around the leadoff single. And that brings us to the top of the 8th inning. Kitchener Panthers leading it 7-2 from Jack Couch.
Top of the 8th inning here at Jack Couch Park. The Kitchener Panthers leading the Toronto Maple Leafs 7-2 as Brett Reed takes over on the hill. Christian Hawk's day is done.
Christian Hauck's line on the night, 7 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs, both earned, 6 walks, and 10 strikeouts, a season high for the righty. Finishes with 142 pitches.
Designated hitter number 11, Garrett Takamatsu.
I got to be honest, I think that might be the most amount of pitches I've seen from a pitcher in a regular season game in quite some time.
In person, that's for sure, yes. Usually in the postseason, I can see them going a little longer, but in this situation, Houck wasn't pitched in over a week either, too, so.
Yeah, and in a game where you're up 7-0, an interesting decision to let him keep going. But to his credit, he was incredibly effective. His last 6 outs all recorded via strikeout.
That one fouls off the top of the post. Not on the roof here, so it doesn't count. Of course, they tally roof shots here at Jack Couch Park off the media center.
New arm on the mound is Brett Reed. Brett Reed has appeared in 14 games, last pitching on August 3rd. He's got a 10.18 ERA, 17 2/3 innings. He struck out 15 batters and walked 7, allowing 33 hits.
That one's grounded to the second baseman, thrown over, and that's going to get away from Marsden at first. There'll likely be an E4 on the throw. And Takamatsu is aboard here to start the ball game, or start the inning.
Yeah, Jordan Carthy looked like he just got a little bit lazy there, just taking the out for granted. And unfortunately, you can't do that, especially with a guy like Takamatsu at the plate.
That you can't.
And when you're up 7-2.
Second baseman number 6, Dan Mara.
When you're up 7-2, you got to take easy outs when you can. You cannot let a team like the Toronto Maple Leafs get back into the ball game.
And more often than not, when you give a team like the Maple Leafs outs, they definitely have a habit of cashing those in. That one misses outside, and the count is 2-0 here.
The dangerous thing for the Kitchener Panthers, too, is that when a guy is pitching as well as Christian Houck, anybody that comes in after him is a welcome sight, regardless of who that pitcher is.
Exactly.
And a lot of times you will see offenses take advantage of the pitching change. And that's exactly what the Toronto Maple Leafs are looking to do here.
So since we got you here on the hot seat anyways, what's been your biggest surprise in the Intercounty this year?
It's got to be London being as poor as they've been all season. You know, back-to-back champs, you don't really expect them to be at the bottom of the pack for sure, as Brett Reed delivers strike one. When you want back-to-back championships, you give teams the benefit of the doubt. And with the London Majors, unfortunately, it feels like every move they've made this season just hasn't really panned out. Deolio's been okay, but unfortunately, for whatever reason, they just haven't been able to get it going at any point. So I got to say, in terms of negative surprise or disappointment, I guess,
Yep.
London has to be the answer there. In terms of positive surprise, it's the Barrie Baycats. I did not expect Barrie to be this good. They've been giving me a lot of crap on on my podcast about calling them average. And Ryan Rio told me that's their motto now. Is thanks to me they just say let's just be average.
Or average cats, I guess.
And they've certainly been better than average this season.
They have been. And it was interesting. Mark Perry and myself, when we did the season preview here at this ballpark and everything else, I figured Kitchener and Barrie would probably be fighting for third or fourth.
Yeah, I thought they would be middle of the pack. I had them more fourth, fifth, those two teams. I had Hamilton kind of in that mix as well. Toronto probably in third place there. And then London and Welland battling for the top. But, of course, London has fallen off severely. And Toronto does what Toronto does every single season. They're in that 3-4-5 range. They don't take the regular season super seriously.
They just make sure they're close enough they can get a home field advantage if somebody gets knocked away in the first round, and they go from there.
And this is not what you want to see if you're the Kitchener Panthers with a 5-run lead, is a leadoff error and then a walk to follow that up.
That you don't.
As it looks like we have a pinch hitter here.
Number 21. Pinch hitting number 21, Yoshi Ishitara.
Yoshi Ishishara hitting for Ryan DeSantos. As he shows bunt, takes strike one. Ishishara this season hitting .367 on the year, no home runs, 9 RBIs. He's walked 6 times and only struck out 6 times. He's not going to strike out a whole lot. Over the course of 60 at-bats, he has 22 hits, 4 doubles.
He's definitely got the knack for putting the ball in play.
He has struggled recently. He's been more of a bench bat recently. Most of his appearances coming as a pinch hitter. He did start Sunday against London at Christie Pitts, where he went 0 for 2 with a pair of walks. But before that, he hadn't had a start since July 10th at Brantford.
Getting back to the topic of the London majors, I think, yeah, the imports usually have a good knack of finding an import pitcher or two that kind of counterbalances it with or complements Owen Boone. But this year, it's just been a steady string of busts as far as import pitchers for the majors.
Yeah, and last year, Jose Arias was absolutely dominant pitching for the London majors. He was actually the number 1. So Ishishar gets all of that one.
What did you say about him not having a home run?
That's the broadcaster's jinx right there.
Exactly. And we got ourselves a 2-run ball game.
Oh, how the turntables. Ishishara getting all of that one. And Elliot Curtis now owes me lunch.
That he does.
Thank you, Toronto, for contributing 1 home run to the cause.
A timely home run at that.
Timely home run indeed. And that's just taking advantage of some bad defense, some inefficient pitching, as that'll be it for Brett Reed. Left-hander coming into the ballgame to face Greg Carrington.
And we'll come back with a pitching change after a quick break. Top of the 8th inning has gotten a lot more interesting as the Toronto Maple Leafs have crawled within 2 here at Jack Couch Park. Now trailing the Kitchener Panthers 7-5 as Jake Roberts takes over on the hill for the Panthers. Roberts will face Greg Carrington and J.J. Dutton to start here. Still nobody away here in the 8th inning.
And no lead is safe at Jack Couch, and it's been a saying around this league for years, and it continues to be the case tonight. Kitchener holding a 7-0 lead. They've seen that lead nearly evaporate as they now lead by 2 in the top of the 8th.
Brett Reed's day is done. He gave up three runs on just the 1 hit. An unfortunate error, so the first run is unearned against him, but he's on the hook for 3 runs.
Yeah, and as we mentioned, you give Toronto an inch, they will take a mile. That's exactly what has happened in this inning. Yoshi Ishihara with the pinch hit 3-run homer into the Kitchener night.
Carrington takes strike number 1 on the outside part of the plate from Roberts. A 1 pitch is swung on and missed by Carrington. Carrington trying to avoid 4 strikeouts on the night, not doing so well here as he falls behind the count at 0-2.
Jake Roberts, I believe a junior call-up, if I'm not mistaken. He's only appeared in 2 games this season, has 3 innings pitched.
That one sails outside. It's now 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Giving up the 1 earned run. Last appeared on July 23rd against London, where he threw a scoreless inning. Pretty big spot for a young kid to come in and be asked to get out some pretty good hitters, and he does it right there.
Carrington goes down for the 4th time, this time looking, and there's 1 away.
Robert showcasing a pretty good breaking ball on that pitch. Had Carrington fooled. Got him looking.
Left fielder number 18, J.J. Dutton. When the rain hit, it was a lot cooler, but now it's definitely a lot more muggy up here anyways in the press box here at Jack Couch Park. This one's chopped to the third baseman. A cast up with it. Long throw will be in time to Marsden, and there's 2 away. 5-3 goes to put out if you're scoring at home. And back to the top of the order here for the Maple Leafs and Jose Vinicio. Shortstop number 1, Jose Vinicio. Vinicio swings and misses at that first offering.
Vinicio's first at-bat of the night from the right side. His previous 4 at-bats coming from the left, facing the right-hander Christian Hauk.
That one's in there for a strike. And Roberts ahead of the count at 0-2.
Roberts looking pretty good here in his first inning of work in a few weeks.
That one just misses outside. Vinicio shows some patience at the plate, and now it's a 1-2 count. Gets the strike 3 called. Vinicio didn't like the call, but the inning is over. Panthers do give up a pair of runs, and the Maple Leafs have made this a ball game. It's now 7-5. Back with the Panthers half of the 8th inning when we come back after the break. Bottom of the 8th inning here at Jack Couch Park. Neil Srivastava along with Chris Lazar. They Kitchener Panthers hanging on to a 2-run lead, leading the Maple Leafs 7-5. They had to have the home half of the 8th inning. Adam Mara back out for his 2nd inning of work. Alan Ross with the question for you on the broadcast. Does Carrington get the sombrero or the golden sombrero?
How
With
many
4
strikeouts does
Ks.
he have? That's the golden sombrero. It's the same thing.
The same thing?
Yeah.
Just a different color? All right, that one's lined out, and Arbera is retired. 6 unassisted on the line drive for the first out of the inning.
Speaking of the golden sombrero, did you see Juan Soto had his first career golden sombrero the other night? 732 games into his career. First
Third baseman
time.
number 53, Marcel Lacasse.
It's absolutely absurd.
That is absolutely absurd. Lacasse, who homered his last time up, 1 for 3 in the contest. Takes strike 1 inside there. And the count is 0-1. Lacasse followed by Jordan Carthy and Jet Jarvis. Scheduled up. And that one's in there again for a strike, and Lacasse quickly behind the count at 0-2. So what got you guys started in the podcast originally anyways? Of course, we're going to plug Inside the IBL as much as we can tonight, so make sure you guys, if you're in the podcast, go look for them on Spotify and over on Apple Podcasts as well.
Yeah, Inside Intercounty on, as Neil just said, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you find your favorite podcasts. It was kind of my idea. I was just sitting there thinking after I started doing the power rankings and seeing the reception that I got for it and how much people enjoyed it and enjoyed the content, I figured, you know what, why not give the people more of what they want? Why not give them a little bit more content to consume? And I feel like I'm a pretty good guy to do it. I was obviously played in the league for 6 seasons, as Lacasse gets set down there by Adam Mara. Played in the league for 6 seasons, so I have a pretty good handle on the IBL. I understand the uniqueness of it, the intricacies of it, and
Second baseman number 12, Jordan Carthy.
of course I know most of the players that play in the IBL, so I feel like I can give a little bit more of a inside perspective on the IBL, which is also how we came up with the name Inside Intercounty.
Makes sense to me. Do you find it intimidating when you go on the field before games to talk to guys and everything else? Do most of the guys know you now? Or?
Yeah, not at all. They know. I've played against them for years, right? Like most of those guys, Liam Wilson, my first year in the league, I actually played with him. He was in Hamilton. Elliot Curtis, I played with him in high school. So we know each other for a long time. The guys in Toronto, I've played against them for years. So, yeah, I'm very familiar with a lot of these guys.
Panthers go 3 up, 3 down to end the 8th inning. We'll be back with the top of the 9th inning after a quick break. Top of the 9th inning here at Jack Couch Park. The Kitchener Panthers clinging to a 2-run lead over the Toronto Maple Leafs on 1 of 2 games in the Intercounty this evening. Jack Anderson, the new pitcher for the Panthers. We're going to let Chris update you on the Editor Out of Town scoreboard here.
Yeah, Welland up 9-3 in the top of the 9th with 2 outs. Davey Mendez on the mound looking to close that one out, as he actually just got Ryan Rio swinging. So that game is now final. Welland wins 9-3. They go up 3 games now on the Barrie Baycats for first place in the Intercounty Baseball League standings. Kitchener, with a win tonight, would be half a game back of Barrie for second place in the IBL standings.
Exactly.
Ben Abram gets credit for the win in that one. Davey Mendez does get credit for the save, even though the score was out of hand. He came in actually with the tying run at the plate. So Mendez with a 5-out save, and Welland escapes with a very important win.
especially the Jackfish losing back-to-back contests, one here on Sunday and one, of course, in Barrie on Saturday.
And they will see Barrie again on Sunday. If they win that game, they've pretty much clinched the pennant. Justin Mara at the plate.
And Justin Mara is at the plate, yes. I was looking for that number, and I was like, okay, where'd it go?
I just know you got a bunch of different jobs to do here, and I saw you reaching for the mic, and you had the scoreboard flipped on the wrong side.
I was like, oh, yeah, where are we going here? Wrong guy. Oh, yeah, that guy, because I didn't put the last guy out. That's why. And Mara's quickly got a 1-1 count here in the ninth inning.
Yeah, Jack Anderson, only his second appearance of the season. His only other appearance coming on August 1st against Toronto as well.
Mara tried to check his swing, but the plate umpire said it was a strike regardless. And it's now a 1-2 count to Justin Mara.
Coming in looking for the save. Jack Anderson had knee surgery actually last summer. One of the reasons that he didn't pitch very much last year.
Mara flares this one into center field. Jacqueline and Leader calling for it. Leader calls him off. He makes the catch. F8 goes to put out, and there's one away here in the ninth.
Anderson will bring the velo. He throws pretty hard from the left side, but he can be wild at times. In that one inning, he walked 2 batters and struck out 3. So
first baseman number
he does
5,
have
Jordan
outstanding
Castaldo.
stuff, but he's got to make sure that he can rein it in. And now he's facing a hitter who doesn't really swing at pitches out of the zone, so he's going to have to come right after Castaldo.
Castaldo's plate discipline has always been his strong suit.
Absolutely.
Recently won so many MVPs as well.
Yeah, and the part of the order that Toronto's looking to get to here is Takamatsu. Takamatsu, a very dangerous hitter. He can certainly tie the game, and if he comes up this inning, he will represent at least the tying run.
Yep. First pitch to Castaldo misses high for ball number 1. As Castaldo hits this one in the right field, Jarvis will cut it off. Actually, it's going to go all the way to the fence. Jarvis misplays the Castaldo on his horse going to second, and that tying run will come to the plate now.
And that's a huge misplay for the Kitchener Panthers as it takes the double play out of the equation, and it guarantees that Garrett Takamatsu, barring a crazy double play happening, it pretty much guarantees that Takamatsu will hit in this inning.
Yep. Third baseman number 38, Grant Tamane. Grant Tamane will be the batter now.
Again, big implications in the standings tonight with this game. Again, if the Panthers are able to hold on and win, they'll be half a game back of the Barrie Baycats for the 2 seed.
You got to think the 2 versus 7 matchup is usually more ideal for most teams, but a lot of 2 versus 7 upsets in the Intercounty as well over the years.
Yeah, last year a prime example of it with Hamilton upsetting Guelph in the 2 versus 7 matchup. This year it looks like the 7 seed is likely going to be the London Majors. It could be Hamilton, but they have a 2-game lead on London right now. London's an interesting team because they're 10-8 at home, but they're 3-13 on the road. They do not play well away from Labatt Park.
So it's going to be over the head of the second baseman and drop in the right field. Castaldo will hold at third, and now runners at first and third for Garrett Takamatsu.
Very dangerous spot to be. Definitely not the guy that the Kitchener Panthers want to see come up to the plate in this spot.
The designated hitter number 11, Garrett Takamatsu.
Really good piece of hitting there from Tamani. Again, didn't get all of it, but was able to hit a pitcher's pitch and put it over the second baseman's head.
I'm not sure what they're cooking down there, but it smells dang delicious down in the snack bar. This one's going to pop into the right field here, and it's going to be caught by Jet Jarvis. No, he's going to drop it off the glove. That's going to score 1 run. Jet Jarvis having a rough 9th inning out there.
Yeah, and the defense has really cost the Kitchener Panthers tonight. The error to lead off the 8th inning led to the 3-run home run from Ishihara. And now, here in the top of the 9th, Jet Jarvis misplaying the ball from Castaldo and now dropping a routine fly ball, quite frankly, from Takamatsu. Gets the tying run on second base now with only 1 out. Takamatsu representing the go-ahead run. And
second baseman number 6, Dan Mara.
And Dan Mara, a really strong contact hitter, tough to double up as well. He's got a little bit of sneaky speed.
Runners now at second and first with just one away. The first pitch from Anderson to Mara is in there for strike number 1. Tie run at second base, go ahead run at first for Mara.
Dan Mara having an outstanding season, hitting .330 on the year with 7 more walks than strikeouts this year. 18 walks to only 11 strikeouts.
Takes the ball inside, and the count is 1-1.
You would love to keep the line moving for Yoshi Ishihara, who obviously has the big swing for the Toronto Maple Leafs.
He tomahawked the last one out of here, that's for sure. As Mara gets this one high in the air, and this one's going down the left field line. Rodriguez makes the catch, runner going to third.
He dropped it.
He dropped the ball.
But they were able to get the out anyway.
They do get the force out at third base, and now that was Jacqueline that threw it in.
Man, I don't know what's going on with whether it's the night sky or what's going on with the Kitchener Panthers, but they are having a tough time with these pop-ups. Not a very clean ninth inning defensively.
Very scary ninth inning defensively here. Center fielder number Yoshi Ishihara. Ishihara takes ball number 1 outside. Again, runners at first and second with now 2 away. We'll go back to the wide shot. Ishihara fouls this one off to even the count at 1-1.
Late on the fastball there. Looked like he might have been a little bit surprised by Jack Anderson's velo. Pretty good spot for Ishihara to do damage, but he missed it.
In there for strike number 2. Panthers faithful on their feet trying to will their strikeout here for Anderson. As Ishihara and the Maple Leafs down to their last strike.
This is where Ishihara gets really, really tough with 2 strikes. You can see he's crowding the plate. Not going to give Anderson any of that inside part.
This one's lofted in the right field. Jarvis going to have to track this one down. He's making the catch. No, it's not going to make the catch. It's going to drop in. Run's going to score. Runners go to second and third. But we got a tie ball game at 7 apiece here in the top of the 9th inning as the Panthers have come undone.
Baseball gods really just find a way to pick on you when things are going rough. That's the second ball in the air that Jet Jarvis has dropped. Normally he would make that catch. Throw in the fact that he misplayed that base hit from Castaldo to start this inning. Just not a great inning from Jet Jarvis, and it severely, severely has cost the Kitchener Panthers as this game is now tied.
I believe that's the 4th error on the inning here for the Panthers. 3rd inning, error for the inning. Greg Carrington flies this one on the air here. Ibarra gives this one chase, and it's going to go out of play for strike number 1.
I can assure you that manager Bill Matic is holding his breath every time the ball goes in the air based on the display he's seen in the 9th inning.
He's going to need a sponsorship from Pepto-Bismol or Rolaids Relief or something here after this one.
No kidding.
Go ahead run at third base. Insurance run at second base with 2 away here. Everything in the air has not been friendly at all for the Panthers in this inning. Carrington 0 for 4 in the contest with a quadruple strikeouts. So he fouls this one away. But baseball's one of those games that only takes 1 hit here too, you know, to atone for whatever's gone on the rest of your stats line. What happens when you strike out 5 times in the game? Usually the hook.
I don't know. I don't know what happens. Sombrero's at 4.
Yeah. Maybe we'll call it the golden lightsaber or something, or laser beams in your honor. That one's fouled away, and the count is 0-2.
What a comeback from the Toronto Maple Leafs. Give them some credit as well. They were down 7-0 in this game, and they've taken advantage of some really, really poor Kitchener defense.
Well, Christian Hoke will now not even get a decision in this ball game. 0-2 pitch. Misses high for a ball. It's 1-2. The crowd has definitely dwindled out here in the 9th inning, but the faithful still here trying to rally their pitcher here to get the out and let their boys get a chance to the bottom half of the frame here. 1-2 pitch. Strike 3 called. Carrington strikes out for the 5th time on the night. And we're going to have to do some research on this. What happens when you strike out 5 times? We'll have that answered hopefully in the bottom of the 9th inning as we're heading there after the break. Bottom of the 9th inning here at Jack Couch Park. I'm Neil Srivastava. A 7-7 tie as the Toronto Maple Leafs have rallied all the way back down from down 7-0 to tie the ball game in the top of the 9th inning. Chris Lazar has a little answer to the question we asked before the bottom of the 9th inning as Garrett Carrington had struck out for the 5th time.
Yeah, I got a couple submissions from from some people that were watching the game, but unfortunately those answers were incorrect, so we'll give you the right
exactly.
one. 5 strikeouts is referred to either 2 different things. It's either the Olympic rings in honor of the 5 rings. They look like zeros, so you made contact 0 times in 5 at-bats. Yep. The other answer is the platinum sombrero. So you get golden sombrero, and then you go to platinum sombrero.
Right fielder number 23, Jet Jarvis. My correction, it's Klaus Apovich, the pinch hitter here for Jarvis.
Apovich would love to replicate what he did in his first at-bat in Hamilton just a couple of weeks ago, where he hit his first and only IBL home run as he takes a ball outside there.
Panthers sending 9-1-2 up to the order here, so definitely if Apovich can get aboard here, they're definitely going to have the guys that can do some damage here. Hit this down the first base line, but that's going to go foul, and the count is 1-2.
They're going to have to do it against one of the savviest veteran pitchers in the IBL, a man who is going to celebrate his 38th birthday in 2 weeks from now, or 2 weeks from today. He has appeared in only 6 games this season, only 14 innings, but he does have 14 strikeouts and is thrown to a 6.27 ERA.
As Apovich fouls off that pitch there to stay alive at 1-2. Of course, the Polish Prince, as I used to dub him when I used to work with the Maple Leafs.
The Polish Prince. I haven't heard that one.
Yeah. Of course, he played for Poland in the qualifiers for the European Championships. As Apovich hits this one down the right field line, and he's going to stop at first with a single. And then I'll bring up Blake Jacklin with the winning run at first base.
Fun fact about Merrick Deska, he has one career at-bat. It came in 2019, and it was against me.
Against you?
Against me.
Did you win the battle, or did he win the battle?
I did win the battle. I believe I struck him out. They don't have it as a strikeout here, but I believe I struck him out. He was actually batting third in that game, so traffic was really, really bad across the Skyway, so Justin Mara wasn't there on time. And because of that, they had Deska hitting third. He had to take the first at-bat from Mara, and then Mara ended up subbing in for him right after.
Yep.
I carried a no-hitter into the 7th inning of that game, and then I didn't get an out in the 7th inning. I gave up 4 runs. So
somebody must have said, hey, you got a no-hitter going.
No, I said I had a no-hitter going.
That would do it too.
Yep.
That would do it too. Now, were the guys on the bench staying away from you at that point, or were they just all around you, buddy?
The last inning, they were staying away from me. Before that, not really.
As Jacqueline takes the 2-0 count here from Deska.
Actually, no, that's not true. My one buddy, Jake Foden, who I carpooled with to games, he would sit there after every inning and tell me that I had a no-hitter going and just to mess with me. Then he told me that if I threw a no-hitter, he would not celebrate it. So
that one's in there for a strike, and it's now 2 balls and a strike to Jacqueline. Deska from the stretch, looks from the sign, 1-2-1 pitch. Is in there for strike 2, and the fans that are here do not like that call. The Couch faithful not too happy. Maybe the Couch cronies. I haven't come up with a nickname for these fans yet. But
the Couch cronies. I kind of like that one.
I'm putting that on a shirt and copywriting it so I make the residuals.
There you go.
I got to put 2 kids. I got to put 4 kids through college. Come on. That one's fouled away. A wild finish here, that's for sure. Of course, as the mantra is, no lead is safe at the Jack Couch, and once again, the Maple Leafs proved that one. That one's in there for ball 3.
Looked like Jacqueline almost tried to wear that one
off the
inside leg.
It's like, oh, maybe I'll lean into this one and get my way down to first and let Leader drive us one of us in here. 3-2 pitch from Deska on its way momentarily.
Curious to see if Applefish takes off here with 3-2 count. Not going.
Strike 3 called on the outside part of the plate. Jacqueline knew that was a strike. No argument here, and there's one away.
Deska with a beautiful backdoor breaking ball there to get Jacqueline looking.
Center fielder number 49, Andy Leader. Andy Leader will bat now with 1 on and 1 away here in the bottom of the 9th inning, and a 7-7 tie. Welcome to all the fans that were watching the Welland Jackfish and Barrie Baycats earlier on YouTube. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Neil Srivastava. Chris Lazar with us this evening as Mark Perry is enjoying some island drinks in the Dominican Republic. As Leader fouls the first offering away.
The night might be getting late for us, but I'm sure it's just getting started for Mr. Perry.
I'm sure it is. Leader swings and misses, and Deska's ahead of the count at 0-2. Just past the 10:35 mark, so we're at the 3-hour mark of this ball game, or thereabouts. Panthers had a 7-0 lead in this contest. Leader skies this one high in the left field. Benicio calls for it. He'll backpedal, and he makes the grab, and there's 2 away. Leader retired F6.
Made that pop-up look much easier than the Kitchener Panthers did in the top of the 9th.
That he did. Shortstop number 18, Raul Gonzalez.
The IBL's RBI leader would love to improve on that number right here. A home run would give him 50 RBIs on the season.
That would be quite the number for the Cuban shortstop. Let's get one on our baseball, and then the baseball they threw out to him went over his head, so a little bit of a snowball fight going out on the mound. Gets strike 1 on Rodriguez, or Gonzalez here.
Gonzalez did see Deska just a week ago in their game here at Jack Couch. Gonzalez flew out to right field on the first pitch.
Gonzalez hits this one to left field, fairly deep. Left fielder is going to be there. He'll make the grab, and guess what? We're going to extra innings here at Jack Couch Park when we come back after the break. Top of the 10th inning here at Jack Couch Park. Neil Srivastava and Chris Lazar on the call for you in the 7-7 tie. Of course, the IBL does have the extra inning rule, so a ghost runner will start, a guest runner, a courtesy runner will start at second base. The last out of the last inning for the Maple Leafs will be at second base to start the 10th inning. In our case, that'll be Greg Carrington for the Maple Leafs. Of course, he was 0 for 5 in the contest with the platinum sombrero, 5 strikeouts in the contest. J.J. Dutton will lead things off here for the Maple Leafs with that runner at second base. As we'll stay on the wide shot, probably for the rest of the night now, we have the extra runner in here. Left fielder number 18, J.J. Dutton. A new pitcher, we believe, is Jordan Bannock on the hill. Bannock's first offering misses it low in the dirt for ball one. Maple Leafs down by 7 early in this contest, rallied all the way back in the top of the 9th inning on a weird inning by the Panthers as they made 3 errors and allowed the Maple Leafs to come back. The 1-0 from Bannock. Misses low, it's 2-0.
Bannock was outstanding on Sunday against Welland, throwing 2 shutout innings to close out that game. Got credit for the save in that one.
He did indeed. Although I forgot to put in the point streak and got called on it. Well, I wrote it down in my book that way. And I was just like, oh, yeah, I forgot to hit the drop down. This one's chopped to the shortstop. Gonzalez up with it, stumbles, and he'll have to eat this one. Looks like he had a divot out there. Might have hit the sprinkler head. And runners at first and second with nobody away now. Likely we scored an infield hit here. Is that one just...
Not the worst thing in the world. It keeps Carrington at second base. So the runner unable to advance there, but it turns the lineup over with nobody out for Jose Vasquez, who's 0 for 5 tonight. But you would assume that a guy that is as hot and as good as Vasquez has been, he won't stay down for much longer.
He's back on the left side here, too, so he's going to show his bunt on that first pitch. And takes it back for ball number 1. Bannock from the stretch again. Comes to the set. 1-1. A 1-0 pitch is high again, and it's 2-0.
And if you're Bannock here, you gotta just let him bunt the ball. You can't be getting too cute with it. He's sacrificing here, so he's willing to give you an out.
Exactly. If you're the Panthers, after given what happened in the ninth inning, you take the out any way you can get it.
Absolutely. It's been death by 1,000 self-inflicted wounds tonight. Kitchener with 4 errors on the night.
That one misses high again, and it's 3-0.
4 errors on the night, and I believe that doesn't even count the pop-up that Raul Gonzalez dropped because they did end up recording an out.
Yep.
I understand what Bannock's trying to do. He's trying to pitch up in the zone. It's more difficult to bunt the ball up there, but now he's behind 3-0.
Now he's got to bring it back down the middle of the plate here and hopefully he gets the bunt.
You do not want to face Mara with the bases loaded and nobody out.
That one's in there for a strike, and it's 3-1.
Yeah, Vinicio was never going to bunt at that pitch. He was taking all the way on 3-0. Interesting to see if they let him swing away here with a 3-1 count.
3-1 pitch. Is bunted down the line, but it's going to go foul. It's now be a full count.
Now he'll have to swing. Highly doubt that they ask Vinicio to bunt on a 3-2 count.
I can't see that happening in this situation here.
I do think they trust him with his bat control, but again, he is such a good hitter that you don't want to take the bat out of his hands completely with 2 strikes.
Maybe he fakes the bunt here and pulls it back and then slaps at it here. Who knows?
It's a dangerous strategy to play when there's 2 strikes. It's very difficult to do that.
Here's the 3-2 pitch from Bannock. It's driven to center field. Leader charging hard. He's not going to get that one on the bounce. The throw to the plate is going to be in time, and they're going to get the out at the plate.
It's a really ill-advised send there from third base coach Rob Butler. Leader, one of the better arms in the league, and you got nobody out with Justin Mara coming to the plate. You have a chance to load the bases for the middle of the order, and instead you decide to send Greg Carrington on that, and he's out by about 15 feet. Not even close.
Not even close. That is true. And there's now 1 away here. And runners again at second and first. Catcher number 9, Justin Mara. Justin Mara now the batter. As Dutton's now at second base. And Vinicio at first. And that one misses high for ball number 1. It's like Bannock's just trying to stay out of Mara's friendly low zone here. One 1-0 pitch. Misses outside. It's 2-0.
Justin Mara probably going to be selling out on a 2-0 fastball here. I would be very, very careful about throwing him a fastball in the plate.
Panthers in this bottom of the inning will lead off the inning with Keegan Marsden. That one misses inside. It's now 3-0.
Now that send looms even larger. You'd have the bases loaded, nobody out in a 3-0 count. One more ball would have scored you a run. Now Bannock has a little bit of room for error, and he can kind of pick his poison between Mara and Castaldo. Looks like he wants to stay away from the power of Justin Mara right now.
3-0 pitch is in there for strike 1, and it's 3-1 on the count.
I'm willing to bet if he throws that exact same pitch again, Justin Mara is going to come unglued.
I think that's going to be somewhere on Ottawa Street if we're not careful.
It very well might be.
3-1 offering on its way momentarily. Step throw back. Dutton dives back in safely.
Looked like a set pickoff play from the Panthers. Looked a little bit awkward from Bannock. I thought he might have balked on that play, but no call from either umpire. Dutton able to get back fairly easily.
Bannock steps off the mound, didn't like the signals. He disengaged. Of course, the IBL does not have the disengagement rule either, so Maybe next year. 3-1 pitch is driven by Mara into center field. Leader underneath this one. He'll make the catch. And there's 2 away. No tag on the play. Runners will hold at first and second now. As that's a huge out.
And that fly ball absolutely would have driven in Greg Carrington. And had he been at third base here, now Castaldo's going to need a base hit in order to drive in Dutton and take the lead.
First baseman number 5, Jordan Castaldo. The Panthers diehards of the couch are trying to rally back their Panthers to get out of this inning. 7-7 tie here in the top of the 10th inning with 2 away now. And the always dangerous Jordan Castaldo at the plate. A pair of singles his last 2 times at the plate. He started the 9th inning rally with that single. Swings and misses at that first offering from Bannock. Is behind the counter at 0-1. Bannock was from the throw. Misses inside on that pitch. And the count's 1-1. Bannock gets a sign, steps off the mound, calls Ibarra to change it up or readjust here. So Ibarra looks for some chalk to cover his hands, make it a little easier for Bannock to read the signs. The 1-1 pitch on its way momentarily. Misses high for a ball. It's 2-1. Panthers faithful not liking that call by the plate umpire. The 2-1 pitch to Castaldo on its way momentarily. That one misses inside. It's 3-1. And maybe in this situation, you walk Castaldo or just pitch around as much as you can when you got Grant Tamani on deck here.
I think that's exactly what they're thinking here. Grant Tamani obviously already has a hit tonight, but a much less dangerous opponent than Jordan Castaldo.
He's less likely to hit one over the fence here and make it a 4-1 ball game. He might hit you with a single, but it's not going to cost you 4 runs.
But if we say that he won't, he probably will.
Probably will. 3-1 pitch is swung on and missed by Castaldo.
Castaldo was looking to leave the yard with that swing. He was taking a selfish swing there on 3-1, as he should, considering who he is. 3-2, 2 outs. Both runners will be off the pitch. Any kind of base hit now is likely to score the go-ahead run.
Bannock from the stretch. 3-2 pitch. Fouled away, and we'll do it again at 3-2. Bannock flicks in for the sign from Ibarra. Castaldo adjusts his bat. Bannock steps off the mound again to disengage. And the staring contest will continue.
Vinicio was looking for a balk on that call, on that play.
I think
to no avail.
Bannock gets the sign he likes from Ibarra. Runners going on the move in here. 3-2 pitch. Is driven to center field. Leader going back. Still going back. He's going to make the catch at the warning track to end the inning. Jordan Castaldo, if it was in a Dominico field, likely hits that for a home run. But instead, it's just a long fly ball out at the warning track. Panthers get out of the top of the inning, at the top of the 10th inning without giving up a run, and they'll come to the bat with a chance to win this one when we come back. Bottom of the 10th inning here at Jack Couch Park in a 7-7 tie between the Toronto Maple Leafs and the Kitchener Panthers. I'm Neil Srivastava. Chris Lazar is along for the ride with us this evening. And thanks to Chris for hanging out with us. And pinch hitting for Mark Perry, who's enjoying the islands and some island beverages. Kitchener Panthers had a 7-0 lead in this ball game before the Toronto Maple Leafs, to their credit, stormed all the way back, including 2 in the 9th inning, to tie the ball game at 7 apiece. Merrick Deska will work in his second inning of work here. He's going to face Keegan Marsden to lead things off. Raul Gonzalez will start the 10th inning at second base. As the international tiebreaker rule, or the Major League Baseball extra inning rule, is now in effect here. Of course, as we've got to remind fans as well throughout the Intercounty, the tiebreaker rule is not used in postseason, and it's not used in tiebreaker ball games either. You got to win ball games the old-fashioned way in extra innings. Infield in and having a conversation here about what they want to do in this situation.
Always interesting to see what the home team decides to do in the situation. Are they going to swing away? Are they going to bunt? What are they going to do? Because you already got the winning run at second base with nobody out.
Yep.
Do you just move them up? Do you let your guys swing away? I'm always a proponent of just letting guys hit. I think it's easier to drive in a guy from second with no outs than from third with 1 out. But we'll see.
First baseman number 34, Keegan Marsden.
We'll see what manager Bill Matatich has up his sleeve.
I think they're just reminding everybody what their role here is on this position play anyways. Look at, they've got the shift around here too. Benicio playing almost at second base. As Marsden gets the bunt down, they're going to throw to first in time to get Marsden, as Gonzalez will go to third. Now the winning run 90 feet away for Elliot Curtis.
I'll tell you why I don't love that call. It's not necessarily because of the guy at the plate. I think it's because of the guy who's coming up right now, and Elliot Curtis. He's arguably the Kitchener Panthers' most dangerous or second most dangerous hitter. I would be very surprised if they pitched to him.
Doesn't have hitter number 66, Elliot Curtis.
They're going to put him on. Justin Morrow didn't even wait for him to get to the plate.
Nope.
To let him know that he was going to first base.
Well, exactly. And I think in this situation you have to take the bat out of Curtis's hand, and you set up the double play up the middle now here too. Should they get anything in?
I'm curious if they even pitch to Ibarra, if they set up the force play at the dish.
Catcher number 48, Junior Ibarra.
Looks like Toronto's going to play double play depth a little bit halfway. Very interesting decision.
Runners at first and third, and the first pitch from from Deska misses high for ball number 1.
This is where Deska, being a veteran pitcher, is very, very key for the Toronto Maple Leafs. He understands that he doesn't have to give in to Ibarra here. He does have a free base to work with.
Exactly. Ibarra hits this one high into deep right field. It's going to be caught by the right fielder. Gonzalez will come in to score, and the Panthers will win this one on a walk-off on a sacrifice fly by Junior Ibarra. Panthers winning this one 8-7. That is your final score here. Panthers avoiding the ninth inning collapse here as they do come back and hang on to win this one after giving up a 7-0 lead in this ball game. And now move within a half game of second place Barrie Baycats. Any final thoughts from you, Mr. Lazar?
Yeah, it was actually interesting at the end there. It looked like Toronto was appealing, saying that Elliot Curtis didn't tag up. And it looked like umpire Dean Oberle, I believe that is, was telling him that they didn't touch first base before the run scored. So the run stands. Really really dicey play by Elliot Curtis to not go back on that. That would have been really interesting. But Kitchener finds a way to hold on again. I don't think they're going to be very happy with how this game turned out. They had this game in the bag and then had to go to extras. But a win is a win, and now they're half a game back of the Barrie Baycats for second place in the IBL standing. So it should be an interesting race here to end the season.
Exactly, indeed it will be. Of course, we'll have more action next Thursday night when the Panthers are back at home taking on their opponents. That'll be our next broadcast here on YouTube as well. Thank you so much for being with us this evening, Chris. Hope you had a great one at home, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Neil Srivastava for Chris Lazar. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll catch you on the next one. Take care. Good night.